Hello and welcome to the Famicast episode 158. I am your boy JC. I'm sitting in for Danny, and with me is Mr. Cyrus Delaney.
Ahoy, hoy, hoy.
How's it going, Cy?
It's going amazing.
Great. And Ty?
It's me!
Is back. Well, he never left, but I'm just saying. It sounds more
I'm
exciting.
back every week.
That's right. But we do have a super special guest, and today's super special guest is Rich, one of our patrons. Hey, Rich. How's it going, man?
Hi.
Yeah, Rich is actually... Well, if you think of it in terms of like who pays our salary, Rich is technically our boss. So yeah, Rich is one of our most generous patrons. So yeah, we're always happy to have him on. And he's in Japan right now, which makes sense to have him on. So yeah, no. Oh right, actual family crew member, not in Japan. Right then, and yeah, it is 158. And it's not unlike last episode when I said it was episode 156. I said it literally like 4 times. No one corrected me. The last episode was 157. Don't know why I said it was 156. Never mind.
These shows have numbers?
Right. And actually, if you think about it, if we've done like about 40 of the bonus shows, we're actually creeping up to 200 episodes, guys. It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, this is obviously the post TGS show. And so we're going to talk about that. 3 out of 4 of us went to TGS. Sorry, Cyrus, I'm not rubbing it in. It's just a fact. But before we do the TGS special, we're going to do a little bit of new business to keep it regular. Let's do it. So, Rich, as our super special guest here in Japan, what you been playing, dude? Outside of TGS stuff, obviously.
Yeah. I've been playing Fire Emblem, 3 Houses.
Never heard of it.
Pretty obscure.
That Smash Bros. Spin-off?
Yeah. Really exciting. They're getting their own game now.
That
Finally.
joke will scientifically never get old.
Yeah.
Right. How many characters are there in Smash now? Off the top of your head, does anyone know? It's over 10, isn't it?
Well,
It
over
is,
10,
isn't
yeah, probably.
It is. Sounds like a joke. I think it is. Anyway, so Rich, who's your favorite waifu? Since this game is called 3 Waifu.
Edelgard. But no, it's
She the red one?
yes.
The red one. What does that even mean? The red hair, the red skin, the what?
Yes.
All red.
You'll just have to play the game to find out, James.
What game?
No, it's a lot of fun. I've been playing it for 140 something hours so far.
And that is your most played game, right? More than Zelda,
No.
more than anything. Oh, it's not.
Yeah, I actually played Zelda, turns out, for 155. And I didn't really care for that game that much.
150 hours. Yeah, I don't really like it. Do you think you're gonna pass Zelda?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, because
So
I'm on my
Finished it? Oh,
yeah. So I'm on my 4th playthrough.
just casually says it. Yeah.
Yeah.
60-hour game. Played it 4 times. Yeah.
Do you unlock a secret 4th house or something? I'm confused.
There's reasons to play it more than 3 times.
I've seen Harry Potter. There's not only 3 clubs, right? Join.
Yeah, and actually, the Japanese title is perhaps a little more truthful than the English title. But
Oh, what is the Japanese title?
4 houses. Wow.
I don't remember the name, but it's for kanji.
Oh yeah. Is that the thing that you asked us to
Yeah.
translate? It's
Right.
like moon, sun, snow, wind.
Close enough.
And
Oh, wow. I was making
something
a
like that,
joke
right?
and I was right. I'm great.
I asked like upwards of 3 Japanese people, and I asked them what it says, and they're like, no fucking idea. It's like makes no sense even to Japanese people.
Yeah, I saw a Japanese box in the shops here, and they've katakana next to it, so I wouldn't expect people to know how to say it. Yeah.
Also, it's
anyways.
got katakana over the kanji. Like, wow.
Yep.
Like, here you go, babies. This is how you read it.
Remember, kids, get your parents to help you read the name of your game.
Right?
Pretty much. But anyways, it's a lot of fun. They've introduced some cool new systems. I will say that anybody who's ever played a Fire Emblem game before should definitely play it on hard mode. Easy mode is, or not easy mode, normal mode is very easy.
Yeah, I've heard that. So I'm assuming this is the game that Nintendo trying to get people like fully on board with the whole Fire Emblem thing. It's like, look, anyone could play this game. Don't worry, So they made it like super babyfied.
I guess, but I think Awakening kind of already did that because that's the one that introduced casual mode.
Ooh.
And that's actually where I started with the series.
Did they actually call it that?
I think, yeah, casual and classic. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea that's been posted around of calling like super easy mode game reviewer mode.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But easy is so...
Might have to check it out.
Easy is so easy that I made it basically through 3 playthroughs before I figured out how like one of the core new mechanics of the game actually works. Because I was able to just ignore it for the first 3 playthroughs.
But hard
Didn't
mode.
need to use it, whatever. Yeah, hard mode, it's like, okay, yeah, I see how this works now. And it's a lot more interesting. So
Interesting. Are you playing with the permadeath on and off? Is that still a thing that you can turn on and off?
Right, that's casual versus classic.
Oh, right, okay. So you're playing classic on hard.
Right. Yeah, this time.
And it's good. It's good difficulty.
Yeah, I think so. They just came out with another difficulty. I don't remember what it's called, but I haven't tried that yet.
Extreme.
A couple days ago. Yeah.
So who's got the biggest boobs in your class of the 3 houses?
In my current playthrough?
In the game or in...
Either or. Sorry, I have no idea what questions to ask people when they say they've been playing Fire Emblem. That's the best I can come up with.
Well, how about the
Cyrus,
basic one?
go.
You've played it sounds like you played a bunch of these. How does this one stack up compared to previous titles?
I like it a lot more. I played through Awakening, which I mostly enjoyed, but the story was kind of incomprehensible. And then Fates, I bought all 3 versions of that and hated it by the 3rd playthrough. I was pretty much hate playing it. It took me like a year to complete. But yeah, no, this one's much better. The story is really cool. Stories, because
there are literally like dozens of characters in this, right? Like, because it is separated into 3 what do you call them? Classrooms,
houses. They're called houses.
Right, it's in the title. And each one has what, like 10, 15, 20 people in each one?
Yeah, I think each one has probably about 10 to start out, and then there's others. And you can recruit across houses, and there's other people you can recruit as well. So
we're looking at 30 waifus here. Like, does anyone like stand out as like a main, quote unquote, main character? Like, I know like Crom or Ike or whatever, from Smash.
Yeah, so each house has their own lord. You're thinking of lords.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
Are they like any good lords that stand out? Like, hey, these guys are going to be in the next Smash Fighters pack. Spoilers for news.
Maybe I could see it happening. We'll see.
I mean, who was the guy that got added in Smash Wii U? The dragon
dude.
Oh, well, that was it was the
playable character, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Every Fire Emblem has like the hero, male or female. So
what was it called? That one?
Corrin.
Corrin, yeah. There's a male and female Corrin. So is there someone like along those lines?
Yeah, there's also your protagonist, Byleth. But then there's the Lord characters like Crom or Ike. So I am not a huge fan of the protagonists just because they're kind of blank slate, nothing characters. I don't know why any of them are in Smash. But whatever.
What do you mean, like blank slate? Like, are they doing that on purpose because that's supposed to be you?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Are they silent protagonists?
Pretty much.
That's lame.
Like, you have dialogue choices, and your character kind of makes expressions. But
Or they say things like "huh" or "you" or something like that.
Yeah.
Like grunts. Well, even so it's like Link basically.
I guess.
I love how James is like, it's just like hanging on by his fingernails about this whole concept of Fire Emblem. Like,
Hey Ty, you got any questions about Fire Emblem?
No.
Yeah, I've just escaped my own embarrassment by passing out to someone else even less than me.
Didn't you and Danny stream a Fire Emblem game a couple months ago?
I don't recall that because this is the first one on Switch, right? So,
well,
no,
NES.
We did, yeah. Now you mention it, yeah, we did a Famicom Online of me and Danny did a Famicom Online of the first Fire Emblem, which is only on the Japanese the Famicom Online. It's not on NES Online because there was never an English version, right? The very first one, yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. That was a fun 20. That was a fun 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think for Christmas we'll have to buy you a copy of Fire Emblem and force you to sit down over the break and play it.
Make sure it's a physical version so I can sell it. All right then. So this stacks in your top 3 Fire Emblems, Rich.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I've only played 3, so.
All right.
Well, definitely in there.
Yeah, I would say top 1.
Top 1. All right, there you go. Fantastic. Cool. So I've been playing anything else, Rich? Any smaller games?
No.
You don't play smaller games? You don't play indie games on your Switch?
Not a lot. I play a Gato Roboto for a little bit.
Hey, my man.
Yeah, which was fun until I just started hating the D-pad on my Pro controller. So
oh, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, you need to. Well, no, you've got one of these bad boys now, haven't you? You got the,
right, but then Fire Emblem came out, so
yeah, get a controller with a real D-pad if you want to play. Those kind of games. That's cool. Yeah, you need to play it because that's definitely going to be in discussion in Game of the Year talk at the end of the year. So
yeah,
get on it.
Except when my character doesn't go where I want them to go, but that's not the game's fault.
That's not the game's fault. All right then. So I am now going to pass it over to. Let me check here. Ty. So Ty, outside of TGS, obviously, what have you been playing?
Well, guess who's been playing Fire Emblem? Not me.
Heyo.
Hey, okay. I've been playing Creature in the Well. We got.
Oh, that's that weird pinball game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's God, I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't feel like pinball at all, by the way.
This is the game that was in the last direct, or it was last couple of directs, right? It was featured quite heavily, like one of the main kind of indie games.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't really pay attention to it.
Right.
I was hoping for like a Sonic Spinball, but what I got was Zelda.
Yeah, it definitely kind of looked Zelda-y. It has that vibe to it.
Right.
Zelda
Zelda
Pinball. I'll play that.
Yeah, except it's not pinball. You don't control flippers or anything. You run a character around and you hit balls. So it's more like billiards or baseball if you put them together and like everything was a Zelda puzzle room. That's the game.
Huh. Okay. So it's just like you just move room to room to room to room, just doing these kind of like ball puzzles.
Yeah. At least as far as I played it, like an hour or two.
Right. There's no like overworld or any connecting.
No, it's more like there's a central hub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know what else to tell you.
It's like a sci-fi thing. It's not a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know too many story details because I'm not that far, but it seems kind of like post-apocalyptic or something. You're a robot on a mission to repair this giant machine inside a mountain, and then there's this like fucking weird thing that you don't get to see that's telling you to buzz off. He has huge skeleton arms. That's all I can tell you about him.
Is it challenging?
Yeah. I think I died once.
Okay. Do you choose a difficulty or is it just
No, it's just straight into it. Unless I missed something, but no, I don't think there's a difficulty level. It does start you off pretty easy, but it gets hard when you start getting into the second area, second dungeon. I don't know what you call it.
Is it a D-pad or stick?
Uh, it's stick. You have to use both sticks. Like you're gonna use one to move, and then use the other to aim. So like there's a bunch of different like weapons. Well, they're not really weapons, just things you hit balls with, like a baseball bat or a giant ladle or whatever. And they'll be dispensed throughout the rooms, and you have to go and hit them. And you can angle really precisely. So you aim with the right stick, then you swing, and you bounce it off of the stuff in the room.
Right.
Like what you want to do is you want to hit the balls into the various I don't, what do you call them? Just the objects that will bounce them around, and it'll build your energy up, and you need to gain energy to open the door to the next room. So so you can go through rooms. You can like really go hard and like go through with a bunch of extra energy and save it so you have an easier time in the next room.
What does the energy do?
So you need to build up a meter to open the door, but you can carry some of your meter between rooms if you save up enough.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. So like a Zelda dungeon, but you just like collect up all the keys or something like that, I guess. So okay. So are these like are you hitting like specific points, like multiple specific points, or is it like you have to do it all in one shot kind of thing?
It depends on the room. Like some are designed just for you to go nuts. Some are designed to be puzzles where you have to do something very specific. And some rooms like try to kill you and you have to safety dance around a lot. So there's a pretty good variety of rooms, I would say.
Nice. Sounds interesting. Are you like tempted to play more, or is it like first couple of hours, thanks very much, see you next time?
I think there are people who would like this game a lot, but I'm not one of them.
Okay.
If you really like Zelda dungeon puzzles, then yeah, go for it.
But it's all physics based, right? It's not like
sort of. Yeah, kind of.
Well, I guess
it's like reflecting projectiles back at Ganon or something.
Yeah, it's like just bouncing balls around, really.
Breath of the Wild did become very physicsy, didn't it? It's definitely the most physicsy Zelda ever.
Yeah, so. It doesn't get that silly. It's more like you have to care about angles. It's a geometry game.
Right. Yeah, I've seen it. It looked like it might be of interest to me, but probably not enough to tip me over the edge of actually buying it.
Yeah, I do like the art style, and it looks good. Nice. Like, it's very flat shaded. And that actually looks pretty good when you're playing it on the small screen, because there's a lot of small objects and small details, but you can still see everything pretty clearly, which I like.
Oh, so you've been playing this portably?
Yeah, I played it on the train to TGS and back.
Oh, hey, I forgot you have a Switch now.
Yeah, I know. That's like the only time I play it.
You just assumed he was talking about Xbox indie game, right?
Yeah, that's just the usual assumption. So
yeah.
It's a safe assumption.
It is. Cool. So, I don't know what else to tell you about this game. Not bad.
Creature in the Well. That's a weird name. For what you described, that I would never title that game Creature in the Well.
Yeah, I would call it Electro Billiard Dungeon.
Right.
That's my title for it.
There you go. Cool. So the rest of the stuff is like TGS stuff, Ty. So we'll save it for later.
Yeah, unless you want to hear about Dead by Daylight DLC.
All right, then let's move on.
All right.
Cyrus, it looks like the time has come for you to talk about your new business.
Yeah. So my first thing is I'm very excited that Nintendo Switch Online started giving out free Super NES games, and that is like, I'd forgotten how much I love the Super Nintendo. Like, when that library came up on screen, I'm just like, oh my god, I can play all of these games. So the first one I played was Demon's Crest, which I'd never actually played before. And like I'd played a bunch of Super Ghosts and Goblins and all those ones, but I'd never played what's his name? Red Farm?
Red Armor.
Red Armor, yeah. I've never played his Armor. Or Firebrand he's called in this one. So I've never played his own spin-off games, and man, this one is so good. Like I was so happy playing this game.
Look how pretty that game is. Wow.
I know. Like, and that animation of that dragon walking past in the background is never used again. It's just for this opening sequence.
Wow.
And so it's like it's just this really solid platformer. You go through stages and you have to collect all these different power-ups that give you new transformations and new like projectile types that can open barriers. So it's kind of like a weird Metroidvania light where you have to keep replaying sections to go back to other levels to open them, and it's just like so solid. Like everything about this game is just well put together and perfect. So good job, guys. Have any of you played this one?
Yeah, I played this on the Super Nintendo Online and died on this first boss.
Yeah.
Tried again and beat him. But I was like, wow, okay, this game is not going to be messing around if if I'm dying in the first 35 seconds of the game.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Like, I died a bunch in this game, and like it kind of encourages you to come back to certain bosses after you've gotten more life pickups or more armor or whatever. And and it's got multiple endings, which was a surprise to me as I played through it, because I accidentally skipped to like the final boss without realizing it.
Oh wow, this game got infinite fly?
It does, but it's
Throw it in the trash.
I assure you, it does not help you in most cases. The first time I fought it, you like I got to the final boss and beat him, and then it came up with like the end, and I was like, oh wow, okay, I guess that was the final boss. So then I went back through it and I unlocked all the transformation power-ups, and I fought the boss again and got a slightly better ending, and was like, oh, I guess there's more to this. So I went back and cleared the entire game, getting every pickup, every item, everything. Mm-hmm. And then you get the most sickening last boss. He is painful how cruel this guy is.
Wow.
And it's just the controls are like, you got this infinite fly, but it's just finicky enough that it makes it quite awkward to do very specific types of fly shooting canceling. And the last boss is like designed to make those kind of cancels even more awkward.
Oh, so you can cancel your fly, drift down a bit, and then fly again?
Yeah, so you can't go up or down. You can only fly and then keep going forward at whatever height you
just completely a straight line, yeah.
Yeah. Later on you get an ability that lets you fly up, but then you have to like just fall.
You got those wall jumps. Let's go.
Any game with a wall jump is great. Like Mega Man X, great. That's about it. So yeah, if you got Nintendo Switch Online, play this game. It's friggin' amazing. It's so good.
Yeah, and you got all your save states and everything backed up to the cloud.
Yeah, this is one game I played through it the first few times without save states, and then when I got to the end, I started using save states just to cut out. It's one of those games where, like, if you die at a boss, it sets you back like 5 screens.
Yikes.
But the 5 screens aren't actually difficult; they're just long.
Just long, right? Yeah.
So I was just saving time by using save states to get back to the boss again.
Gotcha.
And
it was a simpler time back then, Cyrus.
Yes.
There was no skipping cutscenes or anything like that.
Yeah, it also is one of those games that is a pet peeve of mine, that when it gets to the end credits and it finishes, it just says, presented by Capcom. And then to get off that, you have to turn off your console.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, I remember these screens.
No New Game Plus for you.
Yeah. Well, this game does. When you finish it, it gives you a password to unlock the final secret last boss, who is more absurd than the previous one. So it's good times.
Damn.
Wild.
So yeah, I've cleared it. It only takes a few hours to beat. It's super good. Go do it. It's great.
A few hours.
Yeah. I don't know how long I played it for. Does the Switch track that in the?
Ooh, no. Are individual Super Nintendo games?
Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
it does.
I remember looking at my friends list one night, and I saw you playing, and it actually had Cyrus is playing Super Nintendo Online, and then in little text it said Demon's Crest, so it told me exactly which game you were playing. So that was pretty cool.
I've only played that one, so looking at my list of played games, the Nintendo Switch Online Super NES is 5 hours. So about 5 hours, I got every ending, I got all the stuff. So
right on.
Yeah, go play it. It's so good. Seriously, I love this game. Yeah, but that's my main new business. My other new business is I've been meaning to play this game for 10 years. I don't know when it came out, but
Wow.
Resident Evil 4, I've finally sat down to play this game.
2 Capcom games in one show.
I figured I wanted to like have a bunch of Resident Evil games and play them for Halloween, but Indivisible is coming out next month, so I'll be playing that instead. So I'm just clearing out my library. And
so you got the Switch version?
I got the Switch version of this. I haven't actually played it handheld yet. I've just been playing it on my TV, and it's very brown. This is the brownest game I've ever played.
Did you know it's one of the highest rated games in history?
Apparently, this trailer has told me that. So my quick observation of this, it's really weird because it's a Resident Evil game, but it's not quite a Resident Evil game. It's like this is where they were shaking their hackles a bit and wanted to be an action game,
right?
But they still kept all of their survival horror roots, so it doesn't quite drift from like action game or survival horror game. It's a weird halfway between them.
Right. Did you lose your nerve in 60 frames a second?
No, but I fucking lost my save files a bunch because this game kills you really quick if you're not careful.
Oh, right.
Chainsaw boys, let's go.
Yeah, the first time I met a chainsaw guy, I lost my head real quick.
Right.
I remember the first time they showed this game for GameCube at E3. It was drawing crowds, people just playing it. It was like almost nobody could deal with the like it was just a demo of the whole village area. I think the start of the game up through the village, and like nobody could get through it at E3.
Right.
And like when somebody did, like it got real exciting. Like people cheered.
Oh man, yeah. I got the GameCube demo disc. It was one of the first things I got when I first came to Japan, and it was on the front of a Famitsu, I think, or like something like that. Anyway, like an actual GameCube demo disc of the first level of Resident Evil 4 or Biohazard 4.
Yeah, that intro sequence is actually fantastic. I think it's one of the best intro sequences I've played because it knows that you're going into this like a Resident Evil game. So you like play slow and steady and whatever, and then it surrounds you by like infinite enemies, and that you run out of ammo almost instantly, and you have to like run into a house, and it's all really carefully. You don't realize you're being pushed into one place, but you are, and so you get fed into all these cutscenes. And you're like, oh man, the game is making me do this, but I'm doing it of my own free will. So it teaches you all the mechanics of like smashing down doors, blocking them with objects, then going upstairs and jumping out windows,
pushing down ladders.
Yeah, and like it teaches you all this really quickly, like in a narrative section, and then you land down in the center square. There's guys coming at you everywhere. There's chainsaws, and you just have to like survive just long enough until a cutscene comes up and everything's fine.
It is timer based, isn't it? Is it literally just survive for 15 minutes or something?
I guess so. It feels like it.
That out.
I feel you have to trigger a few events, and then it's timer based from that point on.
You can totally cheese some of those things, like when they climb up the ladder and you push them down, then they lose a little bit of health. If you do that like 50 times, you can kill anything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you can't get touched, right?
Yeah, and you can just wait for people to stand near ledges and then shoot them when they fall off. And
yeah. Lots of things. Or just knife them in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The my one complaint, the game is super good so far. I've really been enjoying it, but it was one of the first games that did the camera is really close to behind your head, to give you so that you can't see what's sneaking up on you. And I've played games like Dead Space, which perfected that camera, which feel really good. But Resident Evil 4, the camera is atrocious. It's like it's so close to you, and then when you try and aim, or you try and like rotate the camera to look left or right, it will only snap to cardinal directions.
Right.
So the camera can only look in front of you, then it can only look immediately left or immediately up or whatever. Then when you switch to the actual aiming the gun out in front of you with the laser pointer, then you can move the camera around anywhere you want, like any other game. So
did you play this on PS2 or GameCube back in the day?
never played it on anything. This is my first time.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So because I've never played the DLC, or well, it wasn't called DLC back then. It was like whatever the extra chapter that was on the PS2 version. I've never played that, so yeah.
This feels like a version 2 or version 3 of a previous game. I don't know what is the new content, but it feels like stuff has been added on top of the previous game.
What feels like it?
Like when you open up your mini map, there were all these like blue dots all over it, which turned out to be these little blue medallions. If you shoot 15 of those, you'll be given a special gun for 0 price.
I think that was in version 1.0.
Really, it feels like at least the mini map, seeing where the things are, that feels like something that would have been added later. But maybe I'm wrong.
I remember that.
Okay, interesting.
I've only ever played the GameCube one. Actually, yeah, talking about different versions, do you notice anything new with the Switch version? Does it have the legendary motion controls?
No, it does not. I was tempted to not get this just so I could play the legendary motion control version, but I just said, fuck it, I'll just play this one.
Just for convenience. You don't want to set up your Wii again.
Yeah, by that I mean buy a Wii again.
Right. Why can you Wii U?
Does it work on that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I
if you got actually you need a sensor bar, I guess, but yeah. And a Wii remote. So Adam Conforti in the chat, he says the first time he saw Resident Evil 4 was the Game Informer cover, and he lost his goddamn mind. But he also said the Ada Wong stuff was weak. So maybe PS2 owners didn't get that much of a good deal after all. Oh, and Danny's in the chat, by the way. Danny's on his sabbatical, but he says SNES games are tracked in the app, and if you look at the details in the app, so you can find out
exactly what you've been doing.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks for that, Danny.
Can I comment on Resident Evil 4 versions?
Next. Sure. Well, you like it, right?
Yeah, I love this game. Just some notes. The PS2 version, it added the new chapter, but it stripped out like a ton of graphical details because the PS2 sucks.
That's right.
Compared to the GameCube.
In your face.
Yeah, and then no, I actually love the Wii version. It's so good.
I can never get over that about you, Ty. That's
me either.
The weirdest fact about you. Love the Wii version of anything.
I fucking hate the Nintendo Wii, but I love Resident Evil 4 on the Wii. It's so good.
Man, why didn't they put those fucking pointer controls in the Switch version? That's crazy. Crazy talk.
Yeah. And then, I've like replayed the game on like Xbox 360 and probably Xbox One. I don't even remember. I love achievement points. And I love just cruising through the game and shooting 1,000 people in the face.
Is it? Does it work with Kinect on the Xbox? Can you use motion controls?
I don't think so.
You just point at the zombie.
But I had to stop and think because sometimes stuff will surprise you. Like Skyrim has like a voice activation with the Kinect. Like you can yell the shouts and I'm like, wait, does Resident Evil 4 have a random motion thing? I don't think it does.
If you shout Domino's Pizza in Skyrim, do you get like a 3D object of a pizza arrives to your house?
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Thought so. All right then, Cyrus, is that all you got?
Yeah. It's pretty much it. I played Star Fox 2. That's very good. Finished it. It's good times. But
Great
that's
game.
all I've been playing.
I'm sure we're all going to be playing Super Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Portable
now
Super
until
Nintendo games.
Forever.
Can't say no to that. All right, then I'll wrap things up with new business. So I've been playing a game for review. Well, I played a whole bunch of games for the rest of the summer of streams, but if you want to check out those, just go to the YouTube channel. There's a whole bunch of them. There's one I wanted to mention only because it is so bad, and it might actually come up in Game of the Year talk, as in worst game of the year. So I thought it might be worth talking about it now, and that is this one. This is called Mochi Mochi Boy.
Okay.
And you might think, oh wow, it's really pixelated because of I'm streaming this over the streaming software. Nope, it looks that bad even on the Switch. It is. It looks like a Game Boy Color game, like badly transferred over to Switch. It's got like terrible kind of programmer style art that is like made in Flash in 10 minutes, and just like horrible music, horrible sound effects, and just like some of the just most it's basically it's a puzzle game. You have to kind of fill in the gaps like on the grid. It's like something else, isn't it? It's like what is it? Well, you kind of have to touch every tile. I'm thinking there's a game that I played kind of recently, like a good game that did that. Blossom Tales, that kind of Zelda Link to the Past kind of looking game on Switch. Me and Danny have both played it, Blossom Tales. Yep. That had some puzzles which did this, where you kind of have to walk over something, and then if you hit every tile, and you can't go over on the same tile twice, then you unlock something. It's like that, but you just like playing a pink line, basically. You're just drawing in the gaps. It's so lame, and this is $5 on the eShop. I feel sorry for anyone.
The slime does look cute, at least.
It's Mochi Mochi Boy. Get it right, Cyrus.
He's cute. Look at his little happy face.
Oh, awful game. So yeah, that'll be showing up at the in the Fammies. But yeah, the game I have been playing for review is thankfully better than that. It's called The Sinking City, and I just completed a video review of this actually, and our patrons have already got access to it. Look out on Famicast Friday for everyone else. So The Sinking City is basically, it kind of reminds me of like a whole bunch of games actually. It's kind of like, it looks like LA Noire, if you remember that, where it's like an open world like detective game, exploring this like huge city, like as it's called, The Sinking City. But also it's got like, well, yeah, Cyrus, you're just talking about Resident Evil 4. Like the kind of gun controls kind of reminded me of Resident Evil 4. And like it's got like these kind of detective, like you can put detective vision on, which is like reminds me of like the Batman Arkham games. And actually, the only Batman Arkham game I played is Batman Arkham Origins, right? And that was the one that had these kind of things where you could kind of recreate a scene, like something that like looking at bullet casings, and then you kind of work out the trajectory and stuff like that. This has got that, but it uses a more kind of supernatural element. It's called like the mind's eye, because he's got this kind of special skill that lets him kind of recreate scenes that have happened in the past.
This is like a Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah, it is. So the last game I was going to mention that it reminds me of is Eternal Darkness. So it's like the H.P. Lovecraft thing. It has a lot of H.P. Lovecraft references in it. So like Cthulhu, that kind of stuff. Like lots of underwater temples with weird things happening, and people doing sacrifices and all that kind of stuff. So this whole city has been like devastated by a flood. So you're kind of exploring this huge open world, but it's all just like brown and gray and slimy. So it's like it's not like GTA where it's like all of these colorful trees and cars and everything. There's all this movement and life and everything. It's like the opposite of that. It's like GTA City, but if it just died and turned brown. It's like, it's a really depressing, dark place to like spend time in, and that kind of can kind of get you down because like this game is like not a game to play if you're feeling depressed or down. It's like the worst game to play if you're feeling like that, because like everyone you meet is just like an asshole or just like looks disgusting, you know. We've got all these weird looking people that look like fish or like gorillas. They've kind of like mutated, so they kind of look like gorillas, but they're human, but they just got weird features. And so like everyone that you talk to or look at is just disgusting, and the world is disgusting and dark and depressing. And you're solving all these kind of grisly murders and all these things. So yeah, really, really kind of pick me up kind of game. But it is really interesting though, because like you are actually doing like full on detective work. Like I think if you feel that games like Assassin's Creed are too kind of handholdy, like this is kind of like the cure for that. Your hand is never held in this game. Like you're picking up clues, you're finding out things like that have happened, but you have to put the clues together. Like literally, like there's in your menu, it's called like your mind palace, which, you know, if you watch Sherlock, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like where you're kind of like picturing things and putting clues together. But the clues will only appear in your mind palace if you've actually collected those clues from the scene of the crime. So like you pick up a note or a letter or like a shell casing or something, like, or you see some blood on the floor, and then you kind of connect these things together this is like in a menu. And then it'll say, oh, well, maybe this and this happened, so maybe I should check out this place.
Huh.
And it's not put on your map. Like if that was Assassin's Creed, like a little, I don't know, gold arrow would immediately point you in the direction that you're supposed to go, right? This game does not do that. Like you have to look in your notes and it'll say like, I gotta go to the hospital and it's between like Wavard Avenue and Lilac Street. And you're like, okay, where's that? and then you have to actually physically get out your map and find those streets on your map. And then it's like, okay, this street and this street, so it's probably somewhere around here. And then you'll go there and you'll find it. It's like, see, like you are literally doing like real detective work. It's so.
I love how the real detective work is trying to read your map.
Yeah. We've been spoiled, Cyrus. We're you know, games of today, they just tell you exactly where to go at all times. You never left to think for yourself, right? So
I wonder if that evidence connection interface was inspired by Ace Attorney Investigations, because that's a feature in that game.
Oh, really? For real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe it is. Maybe, like I said, this is like a billion kind of games in one. Like it's like so many parts of games that you know. Like how many games have I mentioned so far in the past 3 minutes? Like I've mentioned so many games, right? It's all of those things, but it's just together. If any of this sounds interesting, like I wouldn't recommend the Switch version. Actually, Adam in the chat says, how does it run on Switch? He's played on Xbox One. Yeah, I think Xbox One, PS4 is probably the way to go. Because, I mean, it is a genius port. Like, it's like, you know, like how Doom or Wolfenstein is like, just playing it on Switch is like, wow, they did this. Like, they got this massive open world game to run on Switch. It's kind of like that. It's like a technical marvel. It's like, wow, you did it. But like, I think they kind of not cut corners. Cut corners is not the right phrase, but like they had to sacrifice a lot to get it to run on Switch. So like I said, it's like a very brown, very gray, very drab kind of game, right? And you know, when you have the games with a lot of dark colors, the nuance between those dark colors is very important. It's like why people buy those TVs with like, what is it, HDR or whatever. Like they want the blacks to pop or whatever. Like the Switch is not good for those kind of things. So like the blacks and the grays and the browns, they all kind of like blend together, look very mushy. Like, you know, it sometimes feels like you're you know, playing like a GameCube game or something. But like the character models are very detailed, and it occasionally looks really good. Like you get it in the right spot. Like if you watch my video review, I tried to show some good parts. Like you'll see something with like some nice reflections and some nice scenery, and if you get it in the right place, it looks really good. But like a lot of the town that you're exploring is very, very drab. So like, just walking down these streets which look very, very similar is like, yeah, you start to feel like, wow, this game, yeah, it doesn't look good. But yeah, try playing it on PC or Xbox, PS4, like, play it in high res. I could see this game, being a lot better. So yeah, check out my review for more details on it. But I had a medium amount of fun with it. It's not a game which I want to play. I think it's got a lot of content. I think it's like 20-30 hours long. It's long. Like there's a lot of cases in this game. It's like break it down into cases, like an LA Noir. It's got a lot of content and lots of side missions that you don't have to do. And you can upgrade your character. You got like certain skills that you can learn, like detective skills, combat skills. And the thing I've never seen before, like it's got difficulty setting. You can adjust detective difficulty and combat difficulty. So like if you want like a full on like, okay, I'm an actual detective experience,
Yeah.
you can put like fucking hardcore detective mode on, and it will not give you any hints whatsoever, like literally nothing. You have to piece together everything yourself. And combat obviously is just, enemies get harder or whatever, right? You die faster. But I just had it on regular detective setting, just normal, and even that felt I felt a bit out of my depth at times. I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do here? Like, am I supposed to like talk to this guy? Or, like, am I supposed to go here? I guess I could try both and see what happens. You can fumble your way to the goal eventually. But yeah, anyway, it's an interesting game.
It's on my intrigued list. I might actually get it on PS4 based on that review, so thank you.
Yeah, if you get it for a good price, I'll put that.
Yeah.
Get it, $20-25, that might be a good price for it. I wouldn't pay like 60 for it.
I'm just getting to Demon's Crest and Resident Evil 4. It'll probably be a good price by the time I get to it.
Right.
In like 20 years.
Exactly. Okay, and then everything else we've been playing, we're going to talk about in our TGS section a bit later on in the show.
Woo!
So, next we're going to go up to a little segment we like to call Now Playing on the Famicast.com. Do I not have a Now Playing banner? I thought I did. Hold on.
I can hold up something.
Sorry, I usually have these things ready to go.
I have a whiteboard. I can probably grab that.
Shadow Sensei was right. We need an air horn.
Right.
Wow.
Alrighty then. Now playing on the Famicast.com. This is all the stuff that's been going down on our website, on our YouTube channel, on our Patreon, everything like that. So yeah, first thing, I actually meant to mention this in the last episode, but at the beginning of this month, September, we had Adam Comforti upgrade his pledge to $10. So he gets some free swag and he gets a sticker. The sticker's already on the way. Sticker is of the Fami crew. It's like a good size. That's already on the way to you, Adam. And yeah, he gets the choice of free swag. I've actually updated the swag list because I got a bunch of stuff from TGS. Actually, I was with you, Rich, at the time. The Mario and Sonic, they gave us like a lanyard kind of thing, and on the tag, it had like all the kind of Mario characters and icons on it. It's pretty cool, actually. So yeah, I added that to the list. So if you want that, Adam, or anyone who joins the Patreon for that tier, let us know and we'll send it to you. As mentioned last time, we had a podcast. So Life in Japan is coming later this month, but we've already done Super Challenge, episode 5. We had a special guest for that one, Jay. Well, he calls himself J Bones now. He used to be J Dubs, same guy. Cyrus, you were on that show, right?
Yeah, it was good.
What did we do in Super Challenge?
I think there were questions or something. I don't know. But yeah, so it's a big quiz show. Every member of the panel will pick a topic, and we have to ask the other members of the show our varying degrees of difficulty questions. And
What was yours again?
mine was bait and switch, so games that started off development as one thing and became another thing before they finished. And it was way harder than I intended.
Yeah. Mine was Fame or Shame, where I asked these guys questions based on their specialist topics, and if they get it wrong, they lose points. Ty, I think everyone knows your quiz. The world's most famous quiz.
Fake or real.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did controllers this time.
Yeah, that was good times. And Jay Bones did one on speedrunning. Actually, Rich, we got a comment from you about that, right?
Yeah, I really like that one. I'm into speedrunning, so that was kind of cool.
Nice. Yeah, that was really cool. That was something that none of us would ever thought to have done. So it was cool to have something brand new in there. So what else we got? So Life in Japan coming soon. Ty, the games that made us. That's coming up real soon, right?
Oh boy, yes, it's time.
It's coming. I can feel it. And as for new content, well, I think this month is probably one of our busiest we've had in a while. It's kind of crazy, right? So we had Summer of Streams in the first half of September. There's like, I actually kind of lost count how many games there were. Like over 15, maybe 15 plus games that played over Summer of Streams.
James was going to town on that stuff.
That was a lot. I think one of the last ones me and Cyrus did together. We did Kirby. Oh shit! What's it called?
Kirby Super Clash Deluxe Fun Time or something.
Yes, it was the free-to-play Kirby game. Yeah, me and Cyrus played that together. That was the last or one of the last games that we played for that. And then from that, we went straight into TGS. So obviously, TGS has got a whole ton of videos for that. So yeah, check out the hub page for both Summer of Streams and TGS. You can links to all the videos, all the content, all the articles, all the photos, everything like that on Famicast.com. And we also have playlists for both of those on the YouTube channel. So if you just want to watch the videos, you can't be asked to read anything, you can do that too. And we're coming up to 439 subs on our YouTube channel, which may not sound much compared to some of the big boys. But this time last year, we only had 200. So we've almost more than doubled in growth in 1 year. So I'm really happy about that. So yeah, we're trying to get to 500. So make it happen, guys. If you listen to the show and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do it. We'd love to get to 500. And we'd really love to get to 1,000 because then we can we can actually start earning money on our YouTube channel, which YouTube don't let you do. So yeah, all of this and more on the Famicast Tech Camp.
Oh yeah, let me just cruise over there and mash like.
So next up, we got a little bit of what we've always called Japanese.
Wow. It's not anime, it's Japanimation.
That's right, it's real. It's all real. So Japanese, yeah, well, the Famicast curse, we like to call it, right? So literally, well, we actually mentioned it in last episode, right? 157. At the end, we said, oh, there's a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Brilliant. And that was after, Ty was speculating about the next DLC character, which came true, and the Banjo DLC and all that kind of stuff. And then it all happened like literally 24 hours after the show. So yeah, please forgive us. This is, for people listening, it probably felt like, ages ago since that happened. But, a lot has happened since the last episode and this episode, right?
Oh boy.
Nintendo Direct
we can comment on reactions.
That's right.
Let's go.
TGS has happened, a lot of things have happened. So here we go. What do we got, guys?
So first up, I guess maybe Ty, you should probably talk about this.
Hell yeah. The new Smash character released, Banjo Kazooie. It's part bear and part Kazuya from Tekken.
I have seen some good mods of Smash where they've swapped out a Kazuya model for this. So,
all right, that's a joke, by the way, for the non-Smash players out there. Right, beloved Tekken character. Yes, the bear is wild. They made it happen.
So Ty, you speculated that they would just drop it during the Direct, and that literally happened.
Yeah.
Or was it next day? I can't remember. But yeah, it was pretty soon after, right?
Yeah,
Oh no,
that
it was
night.
immediately after. Like it
Maybe-
was
okay.
timed, like right when the direct finished, that the character would go up. And I know because I was watching it before work, and I was mad that I couldn't play it
And
because I had to go to work.
and you also spent like several minutes speculating about which SNK character. And I think you and Cyrus started with Terry Bogard, and then you kind of drifted off into like weird characters that no one's ever heard of.
Oh, come on, you sound like all the 12-year-olds on Scrub Quotes who don't know who Terry is.
Cyrus was talking about some alien from Mars. Like, what the fuck?
From Metal Slug, because Mars
Yeah, do
people
you
is
not?
less people.
You got to play Metal Slug. You got to try to 1-credit Metal Slug 3. You haven't
Yeah.
lived until you've subjected yourself to that.
I think deep down, I knew Terry Bogard was going to be the next. If SNK was getting someone, it had to be Terry. I just didn't want it to be because Terry's super boring. So I wanted a big tank. That's so much to ask.
Yeah. Well,
What about you, Ty? Are you okay with it?
oh yeah, I love Terry. I love how mad he's making some people, like the white 14-year-old Americans who have no idea who he is.
That
I'm
does shock
32.
Did you not know who this guy was?
No, I had no idea.
Oh, wow.
that really is genuinely fascinating to me how many people didn't know who Terry was. And, like, not in a bad way. It's just like, oh, wow, King of Fighters is not as well known as I thought it was.
I mean, it is well known, just like not in the United States among white people. I'm just gonna say white people
So, are you
demographics.
Ty and Sai, as the Famicast fighty game people, are you like happy with this? Does it look like it's going in a good direction? Because we only saw like 6 seconds of footage of him. Does it look like they're doing it right?
Yeah, I mean, they did Ryu perfectly. He's going to fit in as well as Ryu does, which is flawlessly. They're pretty good at this point.
Yep. Yeah, and you know Sakurai himself, he's a King of Fighters fan.
Yeah, that was really interesting because like Sakurai did his own like mini direct after the direct, didn't he? Like a Smash direct, and he dropped a whole ton of information and kind of interesting tidbits about himself, as you know, his own interests, and you know, very interesting factoids for Smash fans. That was super cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like how he hangs out with Toby Fox.
Yeah,
dude.
that was like
what?
segueing that the other thing announced on the direct was that Sans from Undertale is getting a Mii fighter costume, and it comes with some music from Undertale, and that Sakurai is just chilling out playing Smash with Toby sometimes in his house in Japan.
Yeah, and he said that Toby like beat him maybe half, if not a little bit more than half of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know who's been modest like there.
Yeah. And I love that, like, this video of Sakurai was great because it's just Sakurai chilling out, like, talking to the camera. Like, he shows that he does all the demos on these videos with, like, 2 controllers, one handed each.
Right. It reminded me of Game Center CX because he was, like, playing the game and then there's, like, the audience of, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 people kind of laughing at his jokes.
Right. His smile and enthusiasm gone.
He does look very tired, but resigned to the last mission Satoru Iwata gave him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know if we got that in news, but yeah, he Smash won a whole ton of awards at TGS, and he made a very touching speech about how Smash. Well, I guess it would have been Smash Wii U was his like last challenge, given to him by Iwata. So he kind of like feels maybe obliged to kind of like make it the
Never
best.
stop producing content for it.
Right.
Which moves on to the next part of news, which is there's going to be more content. Another set of characters, right?
It was
Season
very
2.
vague. It just said more characters coming. No particular confirmation of a second 5-character pass or so.
That is interesting because, like like they did with Mario Kart 8 back in the day, like they had 2 packs of like whatever 4 courses, and then now they've got Fighter Pack 1, which is 5 characters. Are they going to say Fighter Pack 2 with another 5 characters, or is it just like we'll just add as many as we want?
Right, and all the regular fighting games are they're releasing characters in quote seasons. So you buy like the season pack, the season pass, or whatever,
and they're like unlimited in length, right? They could be anything.
They usually specify exactly what's going to be in them when they're coming out.
Yeah, they usually say it's going to be like 5 characters or whatever. Or Killer Instinct had 8.
And they specify like newcomers or like returning characters, things like that.
Every company decides what they're going to tell you. So who knows?
Right.
Yeah, that's for like Tekken. They'll have some like returning characters, but then they have like these like fucking left field guys like Negan.
So
Yeah,
I think
Negan for
Ty,
Smash.
you wanted was it Heihachi or Yu Hayabusa, right? That's probably going to be one of those guys, the last one, right? And then whoever doesn't get in is probably going to be in Fighter Pack 2, right?
Right? Yeah, I think I speculated before that the leak that was at least partially right before. I think that was 100% right at the time, but plans changed. That's my speculation anyway. So like, or maybe it's just I want Doom guy so bad.
It's so crazy. I mean, Smash is so crazy. It's unique because literally anybody could be in it, right? It's like there's a certain expectation, like Dragon Ball Fighter Z or whatever. There's a certain pool of characters that they can choose from, right? But with Smash, it's like, who the fuck knows what it's going to be? It could be literally any game now. It's like, it's just crazy.
Yep.
But he has specified no anime bullshit. It's got to be a game character, right?
Right.
Sorry, weeboos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goku from Dragon Ball.
Can get
I made a joke that maybe it's a Dragon Ball character that only appeared in the Dragon Ball game. Ooh.
Get your technicalities out of here, Ty.
Right? Fingers crossed. Android 21. Let's go.
So Cyrus, this is all like direct stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Cyrus has already talked about it in his new business. But did you know Super Nintendo games are now on Switch?
Super Nintendo? Never heard of it.
I guess the one thing we didn't really talk about with that is that they said they're not committed to 1 game a month or 2 games a month. They're just gonna come out whenever. Well,
they did release 20 of possibly some of the greatest games of all time at once.
Yeah.
Unlike the SNES, unlike the NES, which was like 10 of games of medium to low quality, and then added games of medium to low quality after that. So, we might see a couple of games added, but before Christmas or for Christmas, you never know.
Give me Chrono Trigger. I want to play it.
Square, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
What's the RPG that's on there? Is it
Breath of Fire?
Breath of Fire, yeah. So something along those lines. Nintendo published ones first, if there are. Oh, yeah, what's it called? Super Mario RPG. Yeah. Yeah, Cyrus, you're allowed to say never heard of it because you're European.
Yeah.
That's
Gino
usually
for
me
Smash.
Gino, yeah.
No.
Never heard of him. No.
Never heard of them. Throw them in the trash.
Titan left the camera and he came back when he had the word Gino.
I did, because I just want to laugh.
Is that how you summon him?
Right?
Right. So out of these games, what's for me, I mean, I literally, I forgot to mention this in Now Playing, but we did have a Reacts video. It was only me because everyone else was either at work or asleep. So I watched the Nintendo Direct and fucking Stunt Race FX, man. It was in the Direct. I just literally gasped. I just couldn't. It's just amazing. I mean, we were just speculating it, like probably the episode before or a couple of episodes back, right? Like we did a Super Nintendo segment, right? So yeah, that was, I think, pretty much all of the first party ones that we wanted got added. Like Cyrus, you wanted Star Fox, boom. I wanted
Star Fox 2. I'm still disappointed.
Oh, okay. I wanted Stunt Race FX, boom. Thai F-Zero, boom. Like, and they've even got one Japanese one in there. Super Puyo Puyo 2 is actually not translated. They've just dumped the Japanese version on the English one, so that's cool.
Yeah, I like how it even comes up with the Japanese box on the all Western boxes, and there's like Super Puyo Puyo in the corner.
Right. Is it portrait and all the rest of the landscape?
Yeah, it's vertical. So.
Rich, what's your favorite out of the this? What is it? Is it 20? I think it's 20 games.
Yeah, 20 games.
Yeah.
Probably either Super Metroid or Link to the Past.
Good choice. Good choice. And the Japanese ones are exactly the same. I checked it. Like even if they have different names, like the football game, the soccer game, like they've got a completely different name in Japanese, but when you start up the game, it is literally the same. But it's just different localization. It was often the case for sports games, like the Kunio-kun soccer game had a ridiculously long title in Japanese, but in English it was just called Nintendo World Cup. Things like that. So yeah, good times. Looking forward to playing some Stunt Race FX.
Yeah, I'll probably finish most of these games is the plan. I really like a lot of them.
Brawl Brothers, not so sure about that one. Is that like a scrolling beat 'em up? Like
it looked like Final Fight. Yeah.
Final Fight, yeah.
Wait, did that game have a different name?
Maybe in Japanese, but yeah, maybe like it had a subtitle or something. Yeah, Joe Mac 2.
Known as Rushing Beat Ram.
Oh yeah, Rushing Beat, of course.
Right. Well, the good news is you can play all the Japanese ones or Western ones if you have the Nintendo Switch Online. Okay, so this is all handled in my Nintendo Switch reaction thing. I actually fast-forwarded through these two parts, by the way, Cyrus. You put Animal Crossing and Pokemon. Those are the two parts which I actually just fast-forwarded the footage in my Reacts video.
I showed Animal Crossing to my wife and was like, hey, what do you think? And she's like, looks like Animal Crossing. And I was like, okay, thanks. And I looked at the Pokemon and was like, looks like Pokemon. So
okay, yeah, definitely. And it's got a teapot Pokemon, which
that's
is
great. Poltergeist, that is great. I'm down for that.
Completely racist against British people. What about still waiting for the pint of Guinness Pokemon, right? So
yeah, that's the like Northern Ireland expansion. It's like
it's like a little island
third game in the series.
Right, you go on a little boat to this island.
Yeah, whole new worlds to conquer. I mean, to explore.
Right. Too soon, Cyrus. Too soon. So Luigi's Mansion 3, noted single-player game, is getting an 8-player multiplayer mode. Brilliant.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's like it's a single-screen 8-player multiplayer mode.
Yeah, it's like whoever hunts the most ghosts first wins.
Yeah.
And,
I guess they just have to put in like every Switch game has to have a game where you can just snap off the Joy-Cons and play with someone like in tabletop mode. Although I wouldn't like to play 8 players on tabletop mode with that game because the characters look tiny.
It'd be cool if you could do that Mario Party 8 tech where you slot the two switches together and make like a crazy house complex.
That's one of those cool things that they'll literally never do again.
Mm-hmm.
Super Kirby Clash, we already talked about that. We played it part of Summer of Streams. Next one is right up Ty's alley? ? Well, it's half up Ty's alley, half not up Ty's alley.
Town is now called Little Town Hero. As music. Oh yeah, this is a game that Toby Fox is doing the music for.
Yeah,
so it's it's a Japanese RPG by the Pokemon people, but it's got Toby Fox music.
That's wild.
Yeah, Toby was just hanging out at Sakurai's house, and they were like, "Hey, we got a game with no music. You want in?"
That might be what happened. Let's be real.
This white guy's really good at making music. You want him? Yeah, that is a wild announcement. Not the collaboration you would expect. Smite and Paladins. That sounds like up Cyrus's alley.
Yeah. So Hi-Rez, they make Paladins, Smite, and Paladins Royale or something. They're making a new game called Rogue Company, which will premiere on the Switch next year.
What's it called? It's not called Paladins Royale, is it? It's called something Royale, isn't it?
Paladin Clash or I don't know.
Is it Clash Royale? I played that. I streamed it.
I don't know what it is, but
what is Rogue Company? Is it?
So I think it's just a team-based shooter. So it's like Paladins, but without the fantasy. It's just like a more no-nonsense shooty McShooty game.
The name makes it sound like they're gonna try to knock off Rainbow Six Siege, which is.
It definitely looks like what was that, Payday 2 kind of mixed with Siege kind of
Yeah.
gameplay. And Hi-Rez, that is their whole shtick, is they just rip off other games and make like a cheaper budget version that's cross-play with everything.
Yeah, so
I mean,
this is the free to play Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah. And that was the kind of related news. Very soon after this, they announced that they're getting full cross-play, cross-progression with all of their games on every system. So they'll be rolling them out like one game at a time. Paladins is first, but you'll be able to, if you play on Switch, you can transfer your progress to PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, and matchmake against all of those interchangeably. So that's
it's wild.
That'd be good, yeah. It's like I played a Rainbow Six Siege on the free weekend on Xbox, and it was so hard to find matches in Asia.
Is that the game that has the Steam crossplay, or is that a different game?
Not with Xbox, no.
No. There was a game mentioned in the Direct which you could save your game on Steam and then like load the same save on your Switch.
I don't know.
Oh man, what game was that?
I totally missed that. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It wasn't. Maybe it wasn't this game. Maybe we don't have it on the list here. But if someone in the chat knows, please let us know, because I've totally forgotten. But I thought that was a pretty wild kind of announcement, because I don't think many, if any, current gen console games let you do that, do they? Like
pretty much just Paladins, I guess.
No, like literally, like play a game on your computer on Steam, save, and then pick up your Switch, and then load up the save game on your Switch.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was, but there was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, can you think of any other game? I mean, I know that Portal 2 did it on like PS3 back in the day, like because like PS3, like that was like the only game that did it, literally the only game that did it at the time, and that was pretty wild. But then nothing else ever did it again. Anyway, let's move on. So now we're up to the remasters and re-releases / ports section of the Direct. You got to have at least 20 games being ported to Switch, right?
Right.
So, Rich, out of this huge list of games we have here, do any of them interest you in terms of like playing on Switch?
Oh, you should know the answer to that.
I see one about halfway down. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, a lot of people were asking for that, and I've forgotten her name now. It's lost my mind. She kind of knows a lot of kind of industry. She leaks a lot of kind of industry kind of secrets, and people were like saying, crossing my fingers for Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and she tweeted out like, well, there might be something soon on that regard, and then boom, 24 hours later it was announced. So yeah, a lot of people are happy with that, including you, Rich.
Yep. Yeah, so I actually own the Wii U version, but
wow. Yeah, it's a small select club, like the wonderful 101 crowd.
It was going to be worth millions until they announced this re-release.
Ruined it.
Yeah.
Ruined it. So you're going to double dip?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
They're adding like a bunch of new summons and stuff to it, I think.
Yeah, they're adding something.
How would you describe Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Rich, to someone who doesn't know?
Well, I haven't played it. So.
Oh God.
Oh, what? You haven't played it? You haven't?
No, I own it, but I have not played it. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Weird.
Like Danny never left.
Well, I thought it was like Fire Emblem characters mixed with like a dancing game mixed with an RPG, like Persona or something.
Yeah, I think the gameplay is more SMT. And there's
Megami
like
Tensei.
Yeah,
they've got all the waifu
Fire Emblem characters,
all your favorite waifus from Fire Emblem.
I never noticed before that it's Shin Megami Tensei, it's SMT, and this is TMS, so it's backwards. I never noticed that before. I'm smart.
That's right. Almost as smart as the people who named it like that.
Well, they put in like hashtag FE Encore, so they lose points.
Right. Oh man, yeah. The Japanese one even worse, I think. So Overwatch was leaked. I think we even talked about it on the last show, didn't we?
Yeah, thanks to Amazon for that leak.
It was actually right at the start of the Direct, and people were speculating that was going to be the one more thing. But they just said, fuck it, just put it right at the beginning. Everyone knows now. They just kind of got it out the way. Xenoblade Chronicles getting a remaster, the first one.
Yep.
It's
looks
actually
a lot better than the Wii one.
yeah, they totally overhauled all the character models, which was pretty shocking.
Yeah. It looks like a decent update. Some of the kind of the backgrounds, like scenery, looks a little bit like last gen, but they did their best. And so they didn't remodel everything, but they've definitely retextured everything and updated the faces. The faces were infamously bad. I remember that. Like some of the ugliest character faces
Yeah,
you've ever
and
seen.
now they're actually like really pretty anime faces. So
now they actually look like humans. Return of the Obra Dinn. Now this was a big deal. I actually tweeted at the creator of this game at the end of last year because this game was mentioned in Giant Bomb's Game of the Year. Like it was up for consideration in it probably actually was in their top 10 games of the year last year, 2018. And I just like, why is this game not on Switch? It's fucking amazing. So it sounds amazing, like perfectly matched for Switch. So I atted the creator last year around about Christmas time, 2018. It's like, is this game coming to Switch? Didn't get back to me, but I looked in his mentions and like literally hundreds of people were asking the same question.
I was hoping you'd be able to take credit for this port on your own.
I am anyway. So, but yeah, a short 9 months later, there you go. So this is like you play as like it sounds really boring when you describe it, but it's like an insurance advisor. But like this is on like a ship in the 18th century or something like that, like old British pirate ship, or not British pirate ship, but one of those old ships, and you kind of have to solve all these murders and all these weird things that have happened. Actually, shit, this totally reminds me of the Sinking City. Now think about it.
I was just gonna say, like, it sounds exactly like the Sinking City, just scaled down and remove all the exploration. It's just like in a ship, no combat, just investigation.
Right. So it's like those parts of the Sinking City where you kind of looking back of these kind of murders that have happened and kind of recreating them. It's like that, but it's like this really weird and beautiful, like sepia toned, like grainy, almost like, what would you call that? Like a old Macintosh monitor or something like that. Like look to it. It looks really, really interesting. And
I would 100% be getting this game. It looks really cool.
If it's black, white, cyan, and pink, then that's got to be Apple II, right?
Yeah, it's something along those lines, but it's a really, really amazing look to it, and definitely should be on everyone's radar. Deadly Premonition 1 is getting a remaster coming to Switch, and then a sequel was announced, which is kind of crazy. These are like notoriously bad, so bad they're good games. I don't know how to. I've never played them, but people who say it like they're really bad, but I love it.
Oh, it's like a cult favorite game.
Yeah. Have you played this, Ty? This sounds like a game you would play.
It does sound like it. I think I have friends who have played this and talk it up.
Yeah, like it's like not a murder simulator, but like a game about murder. But it's just like the voice acting and everything is just so bad, and the stories are
so bad it's charming.
Yeah. It's one of those kind of games.
Yeah, maybe.
And pretty wild that's getting a sequel. I don't know if it's like exclusive to Switch, but it's coming to Switch anyway. Divinity Original Sin 2. That could be the game, actually. That could be the game that I was talking about with Steam crossover.
Yeah, this is a game I actually really want to play with my wife. So I have a PS4 now, so I don't know if I'll get it on the Switch or the PS4. No.
I'll play it on the PC and play it on Switch as well.
No, my PC would burst into flames.
Oh, Doom 64. That we talked about that last episode because it was leaked, right?
Yeah.
Thanks to, I don't know, Australia or something? Classification board?
Yeah, Australia did it.
So, am I right in thinking that this has never been re-released before? Ever?
Yep, first time.
Yeah, first time. You got to buy the cartridge if you want the game legit.
Wow, that's crazy. So, yeah, there you go. It's not out yet, is it?
No, it's like on the anniversary, November 22nd or something.
Oh, man, there's a lot of Doom games coming out this year on Switch, but like Doom 64, that's a good one. And then this one actually kind of got my interest. Jedi Knight 2 Outcast. I had this game on PC back in the day, and I really love it. It's like, I mean, it looks so janky now. When I saw it running, I was just like, oh my god! I just like almost embarrassed about it. But like, it is a really fun game. I don't know if it would be fun now. And playing it with a controller, because I played on like mouse and keyboard back in the day, like I don't know how I would feel playing it on a controller, but like it's got some really nice lightsaber combat and force powers and stuff, which are like really fun to use, like force choke, force push, force pull, like all those kind of things. And you can level them up, and you can just like pull guns out of people's hands and like chop people in half with lightsabers. It's a lot of fun. But like, you know, compared to that brand new Star Wars game that's coming out later this year or next year, it just looks so janky, but charming at the same time. And also nice to have a Star Wars game on Switch finally.
Star Wars Pinball FX came out last week.
Wow.
And then, well, I think only Danny and Ty, you like Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah.
Black Flag, that's a good one, right?
Yeah.
Rogue, never heard of it.
I have that. I think I played the first hour, but I can't remember it distinctly from the other ones.
Well, it is like Danny is still here. Played the first hour. Good job.
Right.
But they're combining them together and calling it the Rebel Collection. So they're both coming out.
It's pretty good.
I always liked this. It was like Assassin's Creed 4 came out, and it was mostly forgettable, but it had this really great like ship combat in it. And so they just said, fuck it, let's just make 2 games that is just that. So they just like threw out all the other Assassin's Creed stuff and just made pirate games.
So which one is Rogue? Is that the one that's based in England, or am I getting mixed up? Right. Adam in the chat says Doom 64 is underrated. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's true. It's a really good game.
All right then. So, Ty, is this next part of TGS or part of Japanese?
Both.
Okay.
How you want to handle it?
Well, we've got one more regular Japanese, and that's the Ring Fit Adventure. I don't know if that like teaser video was like out when we had the last episode, but like.
All right. Tell me about Ring Fit Adventure, please.
Nintendo put out this video, like all these people around the world playing with this plastic ring, and we're like, okay, what? And
okay, don't tell me about this.
And then so like more news later, and then like a week later, they released this full video, and they announced Ring Fit Adventure, where it's like an RPG you play by doing yoga poses.
I regret asking about this so much.
The people presenting it, I swear, were on crack. Like, have you ever seen the Lonely Island video? Like Nice Day or New Day? I can't remember what it's called. Like, it's like a guy with like cocaine under his nose, and it's just like super hype, and it's so good. He's just like singing this song, and it just gets faster and faster because he's just taking more and more crack throughout the music video. It's so good.
I went into this thing because everyone was saying it's like that new Nintendo thing looks fun, but those announcers were like crazy hype. Yeah, and then I watched it and was very disappointed. They just seemed like, late night infomercial presenters.
No, look at the guy's eyes. He doesn't blink once. And the way he looks at his fake wife is like, we're gonna have some real fun, right, honey? And it's like the way he looks at it is like, oh my god, he is gonna kill that woman. As soon as they finished making that video, he killed her and buried her body in the basement. Okay, watch Lonely Island, like I think it's called Nice Day or New Day, and then watch that Ring Fit Adventure announcement video, and then get back to me.
All right, I'm gonna just queue those up on YouTube for later.
At the risk of talking about the Ring Fit, I actually went from like the initial teaser was like, what the fuck is this piece of garbage?
$70,
classic. Yeah, I don't know what the price was, but when they showed the second trailer with the actual gameplay, I was like, oh, this actually looks kind of fun. I could do this.
Get out of here. It's like Dragon Quest, but with yoga poses.
Yeah, I'm tempted. I'm like, I might actually try and get one of these things. It might be fun. Play it with the wife.
The only positive I can see is that it's a lot more easy to put away, like store, than the fucking Wii Balance board, which takes up half your living room as well. More than half your living room if you live in Japan.
Yeah, and I like that this isn't just a fitness thing, that they have dressed it in sufficiently enough of a game to be like, I'm not working out, I'm having fun.
Apparently it is a Pilates thing. Like, if you do Pilates, you know about this thing. It's like, it's a Pilates ring, basically.
Oh, okay.
But you just slotted a Joy-Con into it. Like, you can buy Pilates rings, which literally do that kind of flexy thing.
That's the thing is this game can also be bought digital only, which is it's on the eShop, which is very interesting. So they're like anticipating that people will buy it, sell the ring to like a some random secondhand store, and then people can buy it and buy the ring later.
Yeah, or just get a regular Pilates ring for like half the price.
Yeah.
But the download is probably like $50-$60 anyway, isn't it? So you're probably not saving that much. So anyway, Ty, what's this Japan esports license bullshit that you've written in the agenda?
All right. So somebody who is not me wrote a bunch of notes on it, which was very nice.
Okay.
The TLDR is
Yes, please.
in Japan, you can't get paid money for winning game tournaments that you pay into.
Yeah, we know that.
But there's this organization who is trying to work a way around it by doing sort of licensing thing, and it's turning out to be very shady. And the guy that won a shit ton of money at TGS at the Capcom Street Fighter V event, Momochi, by the way, who was awesome. He turned down the license and also like $50,000 worth of prize money.
Yikes!
Because fuck the man.
Yeah, Momochi has been like a very vocal naysayer of the JESU license for like 2 years now. So this is not new for him. He's been like very firm of I will never sign up to this.
He's got principles. $50,000 worth of them.
Yo, right?
Holy shit! Good luck to him.
Yeah.
So
I hope he's rich already.
Yeah, same. He's got quite a history of winning at fighting games, so he might be.
So, Ty, are you going to get your pro video gamers license and then win all the money?
Foreign citizens don't need them.
Oh, okay. You just get all the money.
If you're American and you live in Japan, you're fine. You can enter any of these prize tournaments and you'll still earn money. But if you're a Japanese citizen who lives in Japan who enters these tournaments, unless you have a license, you can't win the full prize.
Wow, that's some straight up bullshit.
Yo, it was like literally the top trending thing on Twitter in Japan like earlier today. It was just the JESU.
And from what I understand of it, the whenever you win a tournament and you don't have a license, the JESU will offer you a license immediately right then and there so that you can earn the money, but you have to sign up to them to get the license.
Wow.
So
and this Mochi guy just straight up flipped the bird and said no thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, he rules.
So he got $500 and a new gaming monitor instead of the $46,000.
Wow. All right then. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, I've been trying to read up on it. It's quite a complicated subject, so I'm just listening to this at home. Be aware we probably made a bunch of mistakes with that reporting there.
We never do that in the Famicast.
It's hard to grasp. Like the JESU is not like a government thing or anything. Like, Japan resident Fubar Doc and fighting game community icon and Japanese Nor made a bunch of interesting tweets about it. Like, apparently the head of the JESU is like the president of operations at Sega or something.
Ooh, shady.
It seems like super sketchy to me.
It would have been funnier if it was Konami, and we could really, really hate him.
Yeah, dude.
All right then. So we're going to move on to our main feature and final feature of today, which is TGS Super Special Feature.
Yo.
So, Rich, who is on the show now. Eh? Hello, Rich. You're still alive.
What?
So me and Rich, we managed to get him on the staff list. So he got in on the business day. So that was a nice little, well, it's not like we've put it on our like Patreon rewards or anything. Sign up for the highest tier and you get into TGS for free. It just so happened. Maybe we will. Maybe next season. But it just so happened Rich was in Japan for TGS, so we put him on as a photographer. But actually, yeah, Rich actually did take loads of cool photos, so thank you. Check out the website for Rich's photos. So yeah, me and Rich went the first 2 days. Michael, who's not on the show, but Michael, our intern, he came for the Thursday, the first day. And then Ty, you went for day 4, the second public day, right?
Right.
So yeah, I thought we'd just go a few of the games that we saw / played, if you didn't play them, but you saw them and they look cool. Like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, I saw that, didn't play it. Actually, the crazy thing about that, I wasn't intending on talking about Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, but the booth that they had, Ty, they had an Android phone, an iPhone, a PlayStation, and a Nintendo Switch all playing together. How's that for cross-play?
Wow, that sounds like a really cool and progressive and great feature for a terrible fucking game.
I asked the guy, I'm not sure if he was the producer, but I asked him, he didn't speak a word of English, by the way, but I asked him if it's still going to have the stupid bucket thing, and he said, that's a secret. More will be revealed later.
The bucket?
Yeah, so maybe they are thinking about, doing something about the bucket shit, or maybe it's just, blowing smoke up my ass, and maybe it's all going to be there anyway.
Like you could make the game so much better just by, like, I don't know, adding a laser gun to the bucket or something.
Yeah, believe me, I told him. I've told the guys in charge, Ty, on your behalf, so we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Anyway, let's talk about some real video games. So, okay, I'm just going to talk about my game of the show right at the start, so it doesn't get lost in the shuffle. My game of the show, which I played on the first day, is called Valfaris. That's Valfaris. Valfaris. We have a direct feed gameplay video on the site, which you can check out. So they actually let us connect our capture equipment to their station, demo station, which is pretty cool. So it's like full high-res capture of it. It's great. It's basically like Contra. Like it's like a shooting game, like scrolling shooting game, like where you play as a dude, but you also have a sword, and it's incredibly gory and extremely heavy metal.
Yeah,
it's like heavy metal music, like heavy metal like theme, like the way the guy dresses and everything. You just like fucking shooting and slicing dudes, blood everywhere. It's super gory, super fun. It's got loads of like really cool like advanced techniques you can do. Like if you're good, like it's got a shield, but like if someone shoots at you and you perfect shield, I guess it's kind of like Smash in a way. But like if you perfect shield, you can actually absorb the shot and fire it back at the guy. Like if you just like hold it down, it'll just like just hit your shield and just go and hit the shield. Nothing will happen. But if you just time it and it'll fire back at them. Super satisfying, and like it just looks so beautiful. It's like beautiful 2D, like I don't want to call it pixel art because it's like it's super detailed. It's like a proper modern game, but it just like it looks like it plays like a Super Nintendo game, but it's just like looks so much better. It's like amazing.
It's like painted art, like made to fit into like a pixel format.
Right. The character. Oh, so you played it, Ty, or just saw it?
I did play it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's so good, right? And
it is.
I believe it's coming to like maybe everything, but like they had it on. I think it was playing on Switch, right? Like on the demo booth, and yeah, like that it was actually the final game that they had playing, and I was like playing it for like so long, and the guy was like, "Can you stop recording footage, please? Because you're actually going into parts where we don't actually want to show anymore to the public." So they actually made me stop playing. But like,
right on.
It was so good though. I'm really can't wait for that game. It's a shame it's got like a really hard to remember name that might get like lost in the shuffle. Like Valfaris. Like Valfaris could sound like anything, right? It could sound like a fucking R-type game, It sounds like a scrolling shoot 'em up or something, but like
so let's repeat it like 10 times, all right? So
yeah.
The name of the game is Valfaris. It's metal as fuck. I think somebody there told me that the guys that made it made a prior game too.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it, but this game is Valfaris. How do you spell that?
Valfaris.
Ah, Valfaris.
Right. Play it.
Valfaris. It's extremely good.
It's extremely good. Man, I'm
Yeah.
so glad you played it.
Me too.
Then our boys at Dangan are actually kind of friends of the show. We had Dangan guy on the last episode, right?
That's right.
Our boy Chad. So I didn't get to meet Chad, but all the Dans, because Dangan does actually have two people called Dan.
Yeah.
Working with Dangan. I met up with that boy Dan, and he actually gave me what do you call it? Like a development kit Switch, with like all of their games preloaded onto it.
Sick.
So I just connected our capture unit to that, and then just like played all the games that they had on it. So the first one I played was Ruby. Man, I always forget the full name of this. The Wayward Mirror. It's called. It's kind of weird name, but it's basically Super Metroid. But the characters like but you play as a woman.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's, without a suit. So it's like the character, the sprite's a little bit smaller than Super Metroid, but it's like it looks very, very similar to it. But it has the did anyone play Axiom Verge? The Metroid kind of very Metroid-like game.
Fuck. Is that which one is that the one where you swap stuff? No, that's the swapper.
It's like HR Geiger almost looking visuals sometimes, but it's like NES Metroid, but like it's got like kind of these glitch mechanic. Anyway, it has the kind of teleport dash from that, so you can kind of like teleport through certain scenery. Well, if the scenery is like a certain kind of width, you can teleport through it. It had that, and then it introduced that and like double jump. Even in like the first 5. That was only in the first 5 minutes of the game. So it's it seems to be fun. I don't think it's finished yet though. I don't think that was the final version I was playing. There were some parts which were like not accessible. That was called Ruby, Rubi, not Ruby.
Okay, that would explain why I had trouble finding it.
Yeah, and they also had this game called this is on the same development kit that I was playing, Bug Fables, another kind of weird sounding game. This is basically Paper Mario. It's got the full title is Bug Fables: The Everlasting Sapling. Again, a kind of unnecessarily long name, I think, kind of like the Ruby game.
All right.
But this is like Paper Mario. Like it's got the kind of like it almost reminds me of Okami, like the visuals, but like how you play is straight up Paper Mario. It's like everything's made of paper, but you're kind of moving in 3D space. And like the combat is like turn-based combat, but like it's all about like timing the A button to like most effectively use your attacks. The thing that most people like about the Mario RPG games, right? Like most turn-based games, you just kind of like you hit attack and then it attacks and you don't do anything. But like the Paper Mario games, you have to actually have skill. You actually have to time stuff to actually do more damage. So it's got that. It's got that feature. But yeah, it's like you play as like a little bug, little insect, and like all the characters. You're playing on like ground level. You're like grass level. It's like that kind of look. And yeah, so we've got some direct feed footage on our YouTube channel. So check it out. That's Bug Fables. Don't want to talk about Mega Man Collection. That's garbage. I played Block Planet. I actually played this with Michael on the show. This is just a little, just an individual indie booth, just like two Japanese guys that made this. It's like a 4-player kind of like arena. Like you can see the whole arena from like a bird's eye view, and you're just kind of shooting each other with cannons. It's like 4-player kind of multiplayer game like that. It's pretty fun. Anything else from the first day? I played Burger Time on an arcade cabinet for the first time.
Wow.
That was pretty interesting. I'd never played Burger Time before. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
And then I played this was a kind of weird experience. I went to Brook. The Brook
my boys.
Group. Yeah. I think Rich, you were with me at the time, right? And I was like, Brook, where have I heard that before? I was like, oh yeah, Ty, every single fucking episode.
Right? let me just chill for a minute here. Look at this fucking thing.
Yeah, did someone say Brooke, I'm back.
Right, that's how you call Cyrus back.
right?
So yeah, like I was like, brick, that's the brick, right? So I was in the brick booth for like 5 minutes before putting two and two together. But the reason why I was in the brick booth, I wasn't buying parts to build a fucking fight stick. That's probably why Ty went there. But like,
right? Like, I mean, you yourself have bitched about how bad like the Pro controller is for Switch.
Right.
So what you do is you get the fucking Brook board, and you build your own controller, and it's godlike. It works on Switch.
I like how you were mentioning it's like we have to say the name Valfaris over and over again so the people remember it. But you've said Brook board and Brook converter and Brook booth like twice as many times already.
Right? Right, and I am more than happy to shill for this company nonstop because their product is so good.
That's right. Spoke to a lovely woman. She was from Taiwan, I think, right?
Yeah, I believe that's where the company is.
So there was this guy, like I thought he was Japanese. He was playing Smash, and I just kind of picked up a GameCube controller and started playing with him. I was like, "Oh, cool! Smash is here with the GameCube controller." And I played him. Then I beat him, and then he kind of pointed out to me that we were actually playing on their new dock, their mini dock. So it's like this tiny little like dock. It's like literally like I don't know, 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter square. But you can put the dock, you can put the Switch screen in there, the Switch console in there, and then it's got two GameCube ports in the front, and it's got like a whole bunch. It's got like maybe USB as well, and like it's got Bluetooth, like headphone wireless adapter built in it as well. So it's like everything in one. But this in this tiny little cube thing. It's so cute with like these little legs that pop out, and you can fold it all away into this tiny little thing. So I'm just thinking this must be perfect for like like the kind of parties that Ty goes to, like where, you just like bring your own console or whatever. But like, I'm assuming most people don't play like 4-player, party Smash at those kind of places, right? It's more like one-on-one, GameCube controller, Final Destination, Fox on Fox, no items kind of thing, right?
Sure.
And it's perfect for that kind of thing because it's only got two GameCube ports, and it's tiny and portable. So yeah, I thought that was a really cool idea. The only thing, it's going to be $150, which is like $60 more than a regular like Switch dock. So
that's a hard sell.
That's a hard sell. But I don't know, like how much is the GameCube adapter?
Oh, good question.
If that's like 40 bones, and then like
it was like 20, right?
Oh, okay, maybe it's 20, and then like you got like Bluetooth headphone adapter in there as well.
Yeah.
So you're kind of getting there, and like the portability of it as well.
For a very, very specific sort of person, yeah.
Yeah, I think fighting game party going people wouldn't mind paying that, but yeah, maybe not for the everyday kind of guy. And then I played Monkey Ball, but it's not a very good version of Monkey Ball, and I played it with the PS4 controller, which sucks. Anyway, that's my day one. Anyway. Ty, how about you?
Yeah, I did a quick walk through the main halls, and then just went down to the indies and merchandise. That's the stuff. Oh man, maybe I should go grab my stuff that I bought.
Let's do that as a bonus feature at the end.
All right, we'll do that at the end. So let's see. I played Valfaris, which we talked about. When I got there, though, I don't know what your experience was, but they were having a lot of like input bugs going on. Like either the controller was shitting out or something they were running, but the platform they were running on was shitting out. I don't know. Like you would press buttons, they wouldn't respond, or you'd hold the direction, let go it, and the guy would keep running. So like I was fighting the controls when I played.
Oh, okay.
So it was a little rough.
Like literally like an error with the controller.
Yeah. So I'm not too worried about it. It's like I also broke like 2 other games I played.
Brilliant.
Like, yeah, I definitely I played Trigger Witch, which was right next to Valfaris. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh yeah. I don't think I played that one though.
I played it. It was fun. It's cute, and then you start shooting these cute little animals, and they bleed everywhere, and it's like, oh my god.
Oh, was it Bullet Witch? Did you say?
No, Trigger Witch.
Oh,
Bullet Witch, classic older game.
Yeah, Bullet Witch is a different game.
Yeah.
This is Trigger Witch. Trigger
Witch. Sorry, I did play this, but for some reason I had Bullet Witch in my head. That's
Me
Bayonetta,
too.
isn't it?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I did play it. It's a dual stick shooter, right?
Yeah, and I believe there's like another game actually called Bullet Witches. Yeah, a dual stick shooter. It's it plays a lot like Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden 2, which may never be released, or how I imagine Enter the Gungeon plays. I've never played Enter the Gungeon, but I hear it's pretty good. So I played it for a little bit. I liked it. I crashed the game somehow. And the guy there apologized to me like 10 times. So it's like, come on, you don't have to apologize. I know how game development works, okay?
I am a professional game developer myself.
Like I tried to give him a bug report, like the stuff I was doing. And he's like, no, very sorry, very sorry. Please take this CD. You win.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, dude, you don't have to apologize to me. I'm gonna shill your game, okay? It's good.
Right. Also, check out my podcast called ACDC.
Yeah.
Just to prove that I'm a professional.
Yeah. Professional armchair game developer.
That's cool.
Well, so I hung around Duncan a lot. I saw our boys.
Yeah.
And I played their game. They're developing a game in-house.
Oh, yeah. I actually didn't get to see this one. This wasn't on Switch, I'm assuming. This was like...
I don't know if they even have platforms lined up. But if I were them, I'd put it on Switch.
So you're playing on like a dev kit, like PC kind of deal?
I assume I was playing on PC. I'm trying to remember which controller I had.
Yeah, there was a wild mix of Xbone, PS4, and Switch this year. Which, good luck remembering where X and Y is.
Yeah. Fuck, what controller was it?
Anyway,
I don't know.
What kind of game is it?
It's like an RTS.
Like Command & Conquer?
Yeah, but it's developed for console. It's not like a PC game being ported over to console.
All right,
but
so it's like Halo Wars.
Yeah, except the guy said, I hate Halo Wars. We decided to make something good instead. So it's definitely something that's built around a controller, right?
Right.
So I played a little bit.
Radial menus by holding down the triggers, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I didn't see any radial menus. There was a menu or a unit quick select, which was really good. Like wherever your center of your screen is, you can just like flick the right stick toward any direction, and it'll select the unit in that direction. So you can direct units really quiquely that way.
So is this a fantasy setting? Sorry if you said this already. Fantasy, like sci-fi, what is it?
Yeah, it's like a kind of like a 50s sci-fi kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Fallout kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, I like that kind of vibe.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
so I liked the little bit I played. I also broke that demo.
What do you mean? Like you just threw the controller at the TV and said "fuck this"?
No, I crashed the game, or I soft lock, or was unable to continue because I broke something. Because it's not a complete and bug tested game.
Right. Oh, okay.
I think on Bullet Witch, I think I actually died and did a screen transition at the same time, and it just did this weird black screen.
Right. No one's ever done that before in testing, that kind of thing.
Right. And in Tactical Galactical, I did some stuff in the wrong order, and it was impossible to progress.
Right. Alrighty.
So yeah, I break game demos. I've done that before in the past too. It's something I actually try to do. So I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh, Rich, I didn't see you didn't realize you'd already added some stuff that you played. So you did play some games at TGS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not just watching me play games, or you did get some jams. What did you play?
Yeah. So I played Mario plus Sonic. Uh, when you
Right.
take
Yes. You mean
when
that's
you
well, you captured me playing the retro games, right? Yeah.
yeah, but I also
But
played some of my own.
right. Good times.
Um, well, so when you go to take photos at their booth, they give you this list of rules, and one of the rules is you can't take photos of like only Mario or only Sonic. You have to like
Right. Yeah.
have both.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, and that's like kind of what I want to do with this game is just shove all the Sonic characters to the side,
Right.
out of frame, and have only Mario. Then it
Right.
might be okay.
Not a big fan of Big the Cat or
What?
Frito the
Those aren't real.
crocodile, whatever. What events did you play?
I did climbing, which I was kind of interested in because I actually climb in real life.
Oh, right. Right.
Yeah, that was not much fun.
This is
and
like
then,
a motion. Some events are motion controlled out there, or you can choose, or like I can't remember. Can you choose like D-pad stuff or motion or something?
yeah, maybe I was playing with the Pro controller.
Okay.
It might depend on the controller. Yeah,
I definitely saw a Japanese woman with her arms in the air, mimicking climbing.
Well, that
with
doesn't
two
mean.
Joy-Cons in her hand.
I mean, she could have just been doing that, just for fun.
Right. Just having fun.
Yeah, and then I think I played another game, but I don't remember. That's how memorable it was.
You can talk about non-Nintendo games as well. It's okay.
No. I mean, in Mario and Sonic.
Oh, another event. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
People know that Rich is a Persona fan because I think last time you were on the show properly, you talked about Persona.
Yep.
You
Guilty.
played Persona 5 for like 800 hours or something.
Yeah, 1,200. Yeah.
Oh shit! I can't believe it. I can't understand it.
No, yeah. So I played the Persona 5R or the Royal, depending where you live, demo.
Right.
And it was Persona 5. The demo was some kind of gauntlet mode thing where you can just do fights one after the other, and you seem to get points for like making attacks and doing damage and that sort of stuff, which was weird. It was all in Japanese, so I was kind of losing a little bit of the context.
Did they have the Smash Brothers character in it?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad got his own game finally.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. And then I also played Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Wow, you're lucky to play that. I mean, you would not have been able to play that if you were going on the public days, because basically tickets were, well, not sold out, but like taken within 10 minutes of the show opening, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that was really cool. Also in Japanese, so I was kind of lost.
Right.
But
Rich, you're being modest. You can read a little bit and speak a little bit of Japanese, right?
Yeah. But it's just like when I'm doing this demo and trying to understand the game and everything, and a little bit of time pressure. And so it's like, how much time do I want to spend trying to read all this? And
right. I mean, I have zero interest in the game, but it does look incredible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it looks amazing. And that was my first RPG way back in the day, other than Pokemon, I guess. So there's a ton of nostalgia for me with that game.
It must be crazy to play like a game that was once pre-rendered and like shitty little polygon characters. Now it's like fully realized 3D world, and you can actually explore it all, right?
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
I remember I bought that game for PS1 like years after it came out, and my brother had never seen it before. He just knew that Final Fantasy VII was like one of the greatest, most beautiful games ever made. And then like we watched the intro, and it like has this big, amazing cutscene of the train swooping through the city, and then it transitions to gameplay where like tiny little polygon Lego brick cloud jumps out of the train. And my brother just like burst out laughing and fell backwards on the floor. He was like, this is what the game looks like, and it was Good times.
And that's why I never bought a PlayStation. Because that's pretty much what all the games were. It's like beautiful 20-minute cutscene and then pre-rendered backgrounds and shitty little characters with no great.
Please insert disc 4.
Right?
Yeah, I watched the trailer, the TGS trailer for this game, and it does look crazy good. Like, holy shit, this game looks amazing.
Yeah.
Can't wait for part 2 on PlayStation 5 and part 3 on PlayStation 6.
Yeah, we'll be dead before it finishes.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Okay, I'm going to move on to my day 2 games because I went back on the Friday as well. Well, Rich was there on Friday as well. And thank you again, Rich, for helping us out with the videos and photography and stuff. That was good. Yeah, check out Rich's videos and photos on the website and the YouTube channel. So on the second day, I got to play R-Type Final 2, which I read out as one of the games that was going to be there, right, in the last episode. So this game is coming to PS4 and Switch and possibly Xbox and PC as well. So it was a very short demo, like really short, like literally like maybe a minute, like 60 seconds. But yeah, like Ty, you were saying last time, it is that kind of 3D polygonal version of R-Type, and it's super slick, super beautiful. And,
right.
You've got this kind of attachment that goes in front of you and shoots lasers out and stuff.
Right. Like R-Type has quite a legacy, and it's a really good, positive legacy. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
It's a beloved game.
I mean, if it looks half as good as that on Switch, I mean, it's going to be a fine-looking game. Because I believe I was playing it on the PC development kit, and it looked incredible.
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine it's too graphically taxing to make an R-Type game. So
well, it just had a lot of kind of flashy effects and like what do you call it, particles, yeah, stuff like that going on. But yeah, nothing too crazy.
It's like the kind of game that benefits from really good art direction. Really.
Yeah, exactly. It looked good. It was slick. It was smooth. Nice animation. Another good one. We have like a list of written impressions of all of these games, by the way, on the website, because I'm not going to talk about all the games, but we've written like little blurbs, little paragraphs about each game. Gunvolt, the sequel to Gunvolt Chronicles was at TGS. This one's called Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X. That's IX, small I, big X. So I skipped talking about the Mega Man collection because I thought it was garbage, and I totally agree with Cyrus when he says like those games are not as good as the X games, because wow, they were not good, not fun. But this is like, it was like a nice kind of palate cleanser after playing that god awful Mega Man collection, because this game is super slick, super cool, like really like fast animation, like good feeling, like shooting and jumping, and all the animation was super cool. And it's really fun. Like basically like building up a meter, and then you can like unleash these massive kind of electric moves and like kill everything on screen, and then just kind of dashing through it. It's kind of like what was it? Inafune made that shitty game that everyone hated from the Kickstarter. What was it called?
Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, that piece of shit. It's like what that game wishes it was. Like this game is that, they're kind of dashing through enemies and stuff like that. But this is the actual good version of that.
What I really like about this is there was Gunvolt 1, which is like, it's more traditional, like a Mega Man X type game. Mm-hmm. And then they make Gunvolt 2, where you can play as this dude with the jetpack. And it was like half of the game was a Mega Man game, and half of the game was this crazy jetpack dasher.
Right.
And they were like, clearly the jetpack dasher is way better.
Yeah.
So they just made a sequel that's like, get rid of the Mega Man stuff. We're going full jetpack.
It's a lot of fun. I can see why they would do that. Are you into that, Si?
Yeah, this is kind of my sad not in Japan moment, is that I've played all the Gunvolts and all the spin-offs at every TGS since they've come out. Okay. So this is the first one I missed.
Man, they had about 6 booths set up. This was in the HappyNet. Do you remember we were kind of like confused, like who are these HappyNet people? HappyNet were like, almost had like a mini Nintendo booth. There always used to be one company that does this every year. It's like they just have almost exclusively Switch stuff, even though it's nothing to do with Nintendo. It just so happens to be that all the games are on Nintendo Switch. HappyNet was like 90% Switch, 10% PlayStation 4. And this was there, and they had 6 booths, and no one was playing it. I just walked straight up and played it.
They're always so easy to get up to the booths every year. It's probably why I have always played them, because there's no one ever there, and they're always happy to have people play their games.
Maybe Cyrus, maybe when you were here, it was the Fly High Works booth where they had like about 20 Switch demos all at once. It's kind of like that. So that was great. That was another highlight.
I own all of these games, by the way, too.
Nice.
So I will totally be picking this one up.
Oh man, we're running so long on this show, but there's so many games I'd like to talk about. But oh man, like Rich mentioned, Mario and Sonic. I played the retro games. Not as fun as I hoped they would be. Just kind of like button mashy kind of things. Instead of waggling, it's just tapping. Some of them were really not fun, like the shooting game. Like the clay shooting game was like really not fun. The marathon mode was okay. We played Disaster Report 4. Was that with you, Rich? You were there at the time. That kind of survival earthquake survival game. Like they had that. You could play that portably only. They just had a couple of like I can't even remember who made that game, but it's like that earthquake simulator game. But like it's on Switch, and it kind of had a terrible frame rate and had a lot of impenetrable Japanese in it, which is like wow. But it is coming to the West. They said they are localizing it, so that's interesting. Liberated. I should talk about this because Cyrus is here, and Cyrus reviewed the Framed collection, because I actually linked to your video review in my write-up about this game. I was like, hey, do you remember that game Cyrus played? And I put a link in the article to your video review of this one, because it's super similar, but also not at the same time. So it's like comic panels based game, but in Framed you were kind of rearranging the panels like to make a story, right?
Yeah.
But this one, it's like you're playing in the panels, like you're actually controlling the guy, like jumping and shooting in the panels. And then it'll go to the next panel, and then you'll read it, or there'll be like a cutscene, and then it'll scroll down to the next bit, and you're playing it. So it's like you're reading a comic, but you're like playing in some parts of it. And I just thought it was really cool. It was like film noir, like sci-fi noir kind of game, like completely. Is it completely in black and white? It might have been in black and white, but a little bit of color.
Yeah, it is.
It's called Liberated, and it's like you're playing in this city, which is like got like like it's like a police state kind of thing, cops, damn dirty cops, right, Ty? It's like those
My God.
But it's like stealth game mixed with like framed collection mixed with stealth and reading a comic book all together, and it was just super interesting. I think the guys were from like Poland, I think. It's a very grim kind of feeling to it. I need to talk about this one. Last two. This game, Haven. We got a few comments about this on our YouTube channel. We'll read in a bit. But Haven was very eye-catching, and a lot of people are talking about this. Actually, you might have heard people talking about this on like the 8-4 podcast. We actually managed to interview the guy who's I think he was either producer or the localizer for the game. Rich captured the video for us while somebody else was playing, but like I was talking to the producer while somebody else was playing, and Rich was capturing the video. It's like this really vibrant kind of action adventure game where you're playing as like a couple, like a male and female couple, and you're kind of exploring this planet. It's got this beautiful, like almost like Breath of the Wild sort of kind of open world, like grass blowing in the wind, kind of like cell shaded look. But you're kind of gliding with like hover boots around the world, so it's like super slick, super fast. You're not like walking, you're like gliding around this world, but it's just like so beautiful, and like loads of people were just stopping and just looking at it. It's like, wow, what is this game? And that's why you're hearing like a lot of people talking about it on like other podcasts and stuff. But it's super cool, and it's called Haven, by the way, in case I didn't say that. And then the last game I'll talk about is Witch. Ty talked about, what was it? what was
Trigger Witch.
Trigger Witch, but this is just Witch.
Okay.
In Japanese, it was like Urichi, you know.
Not to be confused with the other Dangan game, Witch's House.
Right? Yeah. How many games with witches do you need at TGS? But this is just Witch, and this is basically Octopath Traveler, and but made by indies, and they are obviously fans of Octopath Traveler, but they thought like there was a lot of problems with it, and like even though the visual style was quite nice, there was some problems with it, like how it was a little bit too dark, a little bit hard to make out, you know, the background and foreground sometimes. So they're going like full ham. They're really trying to like best Octopath Traveler as best they can. So they've got these really beautiful like 2D sprites, like, you know, well, better than Super Nintendo sprites. And these like really nice kind of Unreal 4 engine style, you know, 3D backgrounds, but they've just blended them really nicely, and they've got really nice textures, and like it just fits together really nicely. I would actually argue it is actually visually slightly better than Octopath Traveler. Whether they can pull off a full game and a full story with that remains to be seen. But just from that like short demo that I saw, it looked really good, really good.
Who makes this game? Because it's the fucking hardest game to find.
Yeah.
Really, because it's called Witch. Like, how do you search for that? You look Witch Switch.
Indie game?
It's like, ugh.
Yeah,
I want to find out more, but I literally can't.
Just search for like which indie game.
Okay, I got that one there. Heartstring Studios.
Heartstring Studios. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that I think that's. I'll just put a screenshot in the video here. Wait, I just closed it for some reason. Sorry. The screenshot of which. Where is it? God damn it. There it is. You can see it, right? Looks like Octopath Traveler. But the background's a lot more detailed, right?
Right, yeah. That looks like a nice 3D environment.
Yeah.
They said that they weren't too impressed with like, you know, the 8 different stories that they had in Octopath, so they're trying to make one more cohesive story. So they really are doubling down on the whole "we want to beat Octopath Traveler" thing. So yeah, good luck.
They were really talking down Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, talking shit.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, there's tons more games to talk about, but like, yeah, we're kind of.
Can I talk about one more game?
Oh yeah, Ty's got one more game.
It wasn't playable, but it was announced that they're bringing back Death Smiles to multiple unannounced platforms.
Yeah.
Now, Death Smiles is one of my favorite like bullet hell shooters.
Nice.
Right, and it's actually kind of designed to be an entry level game, so that like, you know, if you're scared of getting murdered by like all these bullets on screen, and so many games that you've seen on YouTube, where it's just like, holy shit, what are these guys doing? So Death Smiles is designed to ease you into that.
Okay.
So they're apparently they're bringing it back. Like, it only came out on like Xbox 360, I think, and like some weird iPhone game. So not platforms everybody has. So they said they're going to bring it to as many platforms as possible, I think they said. So watch for it on Switch. Not technically announced, but pretty much announced.
Cool. And Michael also wrote about a whole bunch of games, like the Trials of Mana remake.
Ooh.
Giraffe and Annika, which looks really cool. Vigil, The Longest Night. I played a bit of that. That's really nice. Tunche. We've got videos of that. A lot of these stuff, I've just embedded the videos in the page as well, so you can read about it and check out the video at the same time. But yeah, whole bunch of TGS content on the Famicast.com and YouTube channel. Okay, so to finish off our Tokyo Game Show coverage, I thought it would be cool to have a special interview with, we mentioned her in the last episode, it's our brand new follower on Twitter. It's Ayano Irizuki. Ayano, hello.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Good evening or good morning for someone.
Exactly. Whenever you're listening. Yeah, this is cool. We've never had like actually a booth model on the show before, so I thought it'd be quite cool to have you on.
really?
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
fantastic. Yeah,
I'm
and I
happy to be the first guest as a promotional model.
right. I think we've only ever had one girl on the show, so you're only the second girl in like
second.
hundreds of episodes. Only the second girl. So,
Yay.
so yeah, I got to meet Ayano at the show, which was nice. So Ayano, are we allowed to say the booth name?
Okay, so I worked for NTT Docomo's booth.
Okay, at Tokyo Game Show, yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Okay.
And
that's
I found James because he was wearing the T-shirt.
Right.
The Famicast T-shirt.
Right. I'm actually, if you're watching the video version, I've magically got changed to a different T-shirt. Just ignore that. My Famicast T-shirt's in the wash. It's not clean at the moment. But yeah, thank you for spotting me. I was worried I won't be able to find you, but yeah, we did find you.
You looked a little bit surprised when I
right.
call you. Hi,
well, the booth models,
Mr. Famicast.
Right. The booth models don't usually talk to me. Just wave or something like that. Cool. So yeah, I thought we could ask you some questions about your job, your career, and things like that.
Okay.
Because it's a good opportunity to do that, right? So first thing I want to ask you is like modeling or cosplaying. Is that your main job, or is it like a side job?
Yes, I think it's main job. This year, 50% of my job is modeling, and the other half is related to Japanese education and translation. I have a certification of a Japanese teacher.
Oh, okay. So you teach like people like
foreigners, foreigners who want to learn Japanese. And actually, I started YouTube channel too. It's called
is that on the screen now?
Yes, COSJAPA. Please find the channel on YouTube.
Oh, nice. And that's about teaching Japanese?
Japanese. And I do cosplay in the video.
Wow. So you cosplay, you're a cosplay teacher.
Yes. I think it's the only one Japanese teacher who is TGS model and professional Japanese.
Right. Yeah. I just put a picture of you on screen.
A
little bit bigger so people can see you. You holding a Fortnite gun.
Yes.
So where was this picture taken at another TGS, like in the past?
This year. This year.
Oh, that was this year? Oh,
this year, but it's on public day on Saturday.
Okay. So
we had an event, Fortnite event.
I see. Okay.
Do you know the Crazy Raccoon, the professional team of Fortnite?
Crazy Raccoon?
Crazy Raccoon.
No, I don't know that one.
It's really cute and funny name, but we had an event with Crazy Raccoon.
Okay, that sounds great.
And during the time, promotion model has a gun.
Okay.
Fortnite.
I see. It's not a real gun.
Yes.
Doesn't fire anything. Cool. So wow, so that's your main job. So you must go to a lot of events or
yes,
like
event or campaign. Yes.
So the big events like Tokyo Game Show, that's only like once a year, right? So what are the smaller events that you do during the year?
Like weekend. There are some events in Akihabara.
Okay. Yes, of course. So inside some of the gaming stores?
Gaming stores or on the street, we providing some flyers.
Okay. So I might have walked past you in Akihabara in the past, right? So you're like shouting something out, like come inside, come buy this.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Right then.
And
Okay.
and also we have a business event in the Tokyo Big Site
Mm-hmm.
weekdays.
I see. Event. What? Every week? Every month?
In May or in September, almost every week.
And that's
It
gaming.
depends on season, not only gaming but also IT technologies.
I see. Okay, and you're modeling with some equipment or something.
Flyers.
Oh, giving out flyers.
Mhm.
Okay. So this year, you at at the booth, you you told me that you're gonna play Street Fighter 5 or
Yes, we had Street Fighter 5 and Tekken 7.
okay, and you played with the customers, the
Yes.
visitors.
Yes, when the visitors come our booth alone, I play with them.
No friends, people without friends. Okay. Well, there's probably a lot of those.
Yes. I haven't played Tekken 7 before, but through the TGS, my Tekken 7 skills have been so improved.
Yeah. We have a guy on the podcast. He plays Tekken 7. He's called Ty. He's not very good. You could probably beat him.
Okay.
You'll have to play him online.
Okay.
So
I wanna do.
So
have you ever played Tekken 7 or fighting games?
I've played some fighting games before. Well, my favorite at the moment is probably Super Smash Brothers.
Smash Bros.
Yeah, that's the one I'm playing at the moment. Yeah, but Tekken, I haven't played Tekken in a long time. Maybe Tekken 5 was the last Tekken game I played a long time ago. So next question I wanted to ask you was, when did you start modeling? Is this like before high school, after high school, university?
I started modeling 5 months ago.
Okay. So this year.
5 months ago, as Irizuki Ayano with my current model name, but I was doing a similar job a few years ago under a different model name. When I was a student. So in total, I have 2 years of experience.
I see. So, right. It makes sense because as a model, you can't use your real name, right? Because
yes,
crazy people will will find you. I see. Okay. So you've had different names and different jobs in the past.
Yes.
Interesting. So is this your favorite favorite job so far, or what you're doing now?
I do like my job. So I want to try more and more events.
Nice. Cool. So what else? Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, how did you learn English? Because I've never met any like a booth model that can speak English. Maybe one or two in the past, but it's very, very rare.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Basically, I studied English in Japan through NHK radio programs. Do you know NHK has education channel?
Yeah, and NHK
TV and yes, but not only TV, but also they have radio programs.
Okay.
And they have many English. English programs, French programs, Korean programs.
Nice. And so you just listen to those? That's how you learn English?
Yes, and after doing the NHK programs, I studied in Hawaii for several months at the University of Hawaii.
Nice. Wow, that's a nice place to study.
Everyone says it's not study, it's on vacation. But I study a lot.
Right. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. But you did have time to enjoy yourself as well, probably.
Yes, nice scenery, beautiful beach and mountain, Diamond Head,
Right,
and
right,
nice
right.
people and warm weather.
Nice. Yeah, you must miss that time. So how long did you spend in Hawaii?
About 5 months.
Oh, okay. So it was like you were at a Japanese university and then went to Hawaii for
Yes.
and then went back. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So so your major or like your main course is like English related or something like
Actually, my major was law.
that? Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
I have a license of immigration lawyer. It's called Gyosei Shoshi in Japanese.
Okay. Wow. That must be very useful. Were you teaching foreigners in Japan?
Yes.
And you can help them with immigration as well.
Yes.
That's amazing.
One stop service. I can do everything at the same time.
Right. Have you you know the game called Ace Attorney? The Japanese name is Gyakuten Saiban.
I know, but I never tried it.
All right. You should probably cosplay as that because then it's like, it's like combining all of your skills together. Like, lawyer, cosplay.
Yeah, cosplay.
Right. Okay, what else have we got here? So because you spent that long time in Hawaii, do you think that you would ever want to go back and live in another country, or are you happy in Japan? Happy with your job in Japan?
I love Hawaii and I love traveling, but working or living, I would say no, because I don't think I can live in another country. Actually, I'm really bad at driving. So I haven't been able to get a driver's license. I went to driving school twice,
right?
But I gave up because my driving was so terrible, and I decided not to get because I don't want to die.
Well, in America, they drive on the opposite side, right? So it must be even harder. I wouldn't recommend trying in Hawaii. Because I'm from the UK and we drive on the same side as Japan, so it's very easy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's very easy for me to drive here in Japan. But when I drove in Hawaii, and it was very scary because everything's on the wrong side. Yeah, it was scary. All right.
So that's why I chose Hawaii to study, because I cannot live in mainland USA without driver's license.
Right. You need a car.
But in Hawaii, I can use the bus.
Yeah. Right. Just a couple of dollars and you can go anywhere, right? Nice.
How about England? Do you think I can live in England without driving?
Well, probably most people want to live when they go to England, they go to London, right? And London has an underground train, and so it's very similar to Tokyo. So you don't need a car. But outside of London, probably you will need a car.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about TGS some more.
Okay.
So, wow, I was going to ask how many events have you worked at, but probably it's so many you don't know, right?
So many, so I'm not sure of the exact number. But
100.
I think I've worked at over 20 this year. I mean, the last 5 months.
Wow, right. And your previous job that you said you started 5 months ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your previous job was also modeling, but in a different.
No, personal assistant or
Oh, okay.
secretary to executive member.
Okay. And are
At
you
the
an
office.
office lady?
Yes, office lady,
Office lady.
secretary.
Oh well, I see. Okay, okay. So you didn't go to Tokyo Game Show before this year. It's your first time.
This is my first time as a promotion model, but I went to TGS before.
Oh, nice. Just for fun or as a cosplayer?
For business day.
Okay.
I was translator in business day area.
Okay, okay.
Not for consumer, the business
And
business
they have
area.
they have
Another
a
building,
meeting.
in another building.
Yeah. I've been there once. It's just lots of meetings happening, isn't it? It's nothing.
Yes.
Nothing interesting there. All right. Okay. So what would you say is your favorite? What was your favorite event that you've worked at this year?
I like all the events I involved with, but if I had to choose, I think I prefer business to consumer events such as Tokyo Game Show and the Tokyo Toy Show, which was held in June.
In the
It's
same
not
place?
game. Yeah, it's in Tokyo Big Site.
Oh, okay.
And every year, it's held in June. It's called the Tokyo Toy Show. In Japanese, Tokyo Omocha Show.
So real toys, like physical toys that you can
physical
hold.
toy.
Yeah. Okay. So it's aimed at kids, I guess. Lots of kids.
For weekends, a lot of families and kids. But we have business day too.
Yeah. So
it's like
press,
Tokyo
or
Game
media.
Show, similar
Okay.
one.
Right. So media and press, like adults go there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Or nerds who like the kids' toys. So I have to ask you, what was the worst event that you've done?
Worst event.
Maybe you have to come to the name.
I only apply for events that I want to work for, so I can choose before I work. So there hasn't been any event that I didn't like.
Oh, good. All right then. So that's the end of that question. Have you had any bad experiences at the events or not? Like kind of like strange customers or weird people asking you weird questions or something like that?
No, sometimes I heard, but to me, it's never happened so far.
Oh, nice.
Luckily.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. I'm always worried about the I see all these very
dangerous person.
Yeah, usually they have a very big camera and they get very close to the booth model. They look like weirdos. So obviously you enjoyed TGS.
Yes, I did.
So I want to know, how do you find jobs like this? Like, do you have like an agency? Like, are you a member of a modeling agency that like recommends some events and you choose, or you find it yourself, or what how do you find it?
I belong to a modeling agency, and companies often ask modeling agencies for girls to work at their booth, and so I was offered the position after auditioning for the role. So basically, I apply for audition through modeling agency.
I see.
And if I pass, I can get job. And if I can't pass audition, I cannot get the job.
So it's similar to like an actress, I guess. Like you have an audition.
And totally same.
And if they like you, they you can join. Right. Do they have an interview? Do they ask you like if you can speak English? Is that important, or they don't care about that?
It depends on the company. For TGS audition, I didn't mention my language ability, but my profile says I can speak English. So maybe they know about my English ability.
Yeah, I'm surprised that like if you go to like an international store in
Wait,
is that a fire alarm or no?
a bus is ready alarm.
Oh, right. Bath alarm.
Bus alarm.
If you go to a international store in Japan, sometimes they'll have staff that can speak English and Japanese, and they'll have a badge on their T-shirt,
badge.
and it says like "I speak English." So like if foreigners come to the shop, they can see, oh, okay, like IKEA, like they have that badge, so you know which IKEA staff can speak English. So, but the booth models don't do that at TGS. I think that's strange. I think they should probably do that, right? Because there are a lot of international people visiting. It would be nice to know who can speak English, right? Who can help you? Because a lot of people they can't speak English and they have to show you how to play the game, but they don't know how to explain it in English. They just say, "A button jump."
A button jump.
Something like that. Something very simple, right? So
badge or ribbons or something.
Right. You have to recommend it. You have to tell them next time. So what kind of rules did you have to obey, like at TGS or other events? Are there any kind of very strict or kind of strange rules that they said?
It's difficult to answer. I'm not sure which I can talk. But basically, strict. There are many strict rules generally.
They don't say like you can't speak English, right? They don't say that, right? But you're allowed to talk to people, but not too much.
No, very strict, very strict.
Okay. Maybe that's answering the question itself, because you can't answer the question, which means that's one of the rules. You can't talk about it. So you said you were playing Street Fighter 5 and Tekken 7. Did they actually give you training for that, or did you just do that by yourself?
I had training.
Tekken training? Wow.
A game training.
Nice.
Oh, this is a game. The bus is ready. Maybe sorry about this.
Last time, all right. Is that the end of the interview, or?
Because I'm answering at my home.
Right. So who trained you to play the games?
The staff of the company or the staff members of the booth kindly taught us. Fortnite, Tekken 7, and Street Fighter. Wow.
So how long did you train for? Just a few minutes or a couple of hours, or?
1 hour.
Okay.
Because it's for 3 games.
Right. Wow. Okay.
After the training, playing with guests, my level up. My level was
so it's kind of on the job training. You got better.
OJT.
Right,
OJT of Tekken.
Exactly.
Street Fighter.
That's cool. Maybe I should get a modeling job, and then I can get better at Tekken.
Yeah.
So what was your what were you actually doing on the booth? When I met you, you were just standing outside the booth. But was that only part of it? You were.
So in addition to playing the game with guests, also I had to grab people's attention and have them take pictures, because my costume has logos for the company and the main product we are promoting. So that's why I was carrying the props.
You're holding a sign, weren't you?
Yes.
Right. Okay, that makes sense now. I understand. So now I understand, because when sometimes I see photos of booth models pointing at the logo like this.
Yes.
That makes sense now. Now I know why.
So So that's our job, to spread brand recognition.
Make the boss happy.
Recognition, yes.
Right. That's good. Cool. Okay. So maybe I thought we could talk more about what you like now. So before we started recording, you said that your family are actually playing games right now. But,
Catch.
Yeah.
Clicking.
Right. So do you also play games in your free time?
Yes, sometimes I mainly play casual games, like puzzle. Recently, I'm playing Dr. Mario World on my smartphone.
Oh, yes. I know that one. Yeah. Again, the guy that I mentioned before, Ty, the guy who's bad at Tekken, he loves that game. Plays it every day.
I think he and my favorite games, his and mine was similar. I have similar testing.
Very, very similar. Very, very similar. So it's completely free, right? You don't have to pay for items. Well, you might have to pay for
if you want to pay, you can pay for items or something, but I'm playing it totally free.
Right. So do you have well, I assume your family has a console, like video game machine, right? Do you have one yourself, or do you just share the family one?
PS3 and PS4, but I'm a smartphone gamer recently.
Right. So you just share. You sometimes play the family PS4.
Yes. For Project Diva, the Sega game. Hatsune Miku.
Hatsune Miku, right? Have you
special controller. Yes, I did. Sakura Miku, Cherry Blossom, Hatsune Miku, and Lace Queen, Umbrella Girl version, Hatsune Miku.
Nice. That was it. Were you cosplaying just for fun, or was it?
And for fun, for Comic-Con.
Oh, okay. You went to do you go to Comic-Con every year?
Not every year. Sometimes, but only in summer because I don't like cold weather.
but summer is really hot. Like it's really uncomfortable, isn't it?
It's okay for me. That's why I chose Hawaii too.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Driving and weather.
Right. You're good with the hot weather. Okay. So what are your favorite games? What is your family playing now? The click in the background.
Now?
Yeah, is your family playing now? I thought I heard them playing.
It's only microphone sounds because my family now it's not playing game anymore.
What were they playing before?
Yes, and now no playing.
What game are they playing like recently?
Recently, but Monster Hunter only.
Monster Hunter Iceborne. Right?
Iceborne.
Nice.
And the previous version, Monster Hunter. I don't know the name.
You don't play Monster Hunter?
No, because I'm terrible at FPS, and you know why I cannot driving is I cannot.
Oh, is it coordination hand?
Yeah,
coordination?
yes. I have offered special awareness.
Spatial awareness. Okay.
So my eyes are not good at 3D something.
Right. Okay. Okay. Maybe you shouldn't drive. Maybe it's a good idea. So, are there any games that you really do not like, like you just don't like playing? They're not for whatever reason, other than 3D games. I mean, like a genre of game, a type of game that you just don't like.
Not special.
Okay. Well, you played fighting games, right? And
fighting game and puzzle game.
And you were okay playing Fortnite?
No, it was disaster. Have you played Fortnite before?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
So you fly from the sky and land on the Earth, right?
Right.
Island or something.
Yeah.
I couldn't land on the island. I fall into the sea.
Did you have the parachute?
Yes, and I tried. I tried my best, but
You just floated
I
out to
dive
sea.
into the sea again and again,
Wow.
and I
Okay.
had to swim before battles.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Probably not a good idea to drive or fly a plane. All right. Okay. Well, I don't have any more questions for you, Ayano. Thank you so much. Unless you have any questions for us at the Famicast. Do you know what the Famicast is all about?
Not all, but I subscribe your channel.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yay.
And now we know your YouTube channel. We'll be sure to follow you back. Cause Japan, right?
Thank you.
Sounds great. I'm sure people would be interested in learning Japanese from somebody cosplaying.
I hope so. I really want to offer opportunity to learn Japanese for free online.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Well, anyway, thank you so much for joining us, Ayano.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you again. Thank you. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, then. So let's wrap things up with a little bit of feedback. As always, if you want to contact us, you can follow us on the Twitters at the Famicast. It's probably a good idea, especially if you want to know, like, for example, when the show's going live, or when Famicast Friday is going down, or whatever, something. Follow the Twitter. It makes a lot of sense.
Famicast Friday is usually on Fridays.
You'd think that, but actually, no, it is. And the email is thefamicast@gmail.com if you want to send us a nice long email like someone did today, actually. And that person is Jefferson Kuba, friend of the show. He writes lots of long emails about his life in Japan since he came from Brazil. And
they're great. I love them so much.
That's right. Jeff64, I think is his handle. So Jeff, here he is. He says, "Hey guys, I love some Linkin Park."
Me too.
2 years ago, before I left Brazil, they were playing in my hometown, but I decided to save all my money and skip the show because they were about to play a lot in Japan. So 1 week after I arrived in Japan, Chester committed suicide. Yikes. And I have to live with that regret. So anyway, he came to Nagoya to see the first show in Japan, and it was Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. And yes, he is from Japanese heritage, or Japanese American heritage, in case you're wondering. But it was a bad show. Holy shit. Not because of Mike. He was great. He played a mix of everyone from Linkin Park, Fort Minor, and his solo album. But the crowd was so dead. I was really close to Mike. Just 2 people were in front of me, and he was singing, and I was singing as loud as I could. Everyone else was so quiet. First, I thought, well, maybe because they don't know the songs and it's hard for Japanese to speak English. That's true, by the way. Or maybe it's because they're too polite enough to sing. But even when Mike said, "Come on, sing with me," songs like Numb or In the End, nobody said anything. Well, for me, it was cool because it was like only me and Mike were singing. But what a weird culture. How about you guys? What's your experience? Have you been to a show in Japan? Sorry for the long email, and keep up the great work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jeff's probably right. Actually, it is Japanese culture to be quiet, to be polite, like to let the artists do their thing, And as for like not joining in, maybe people just didn't understand what he said. Like, we're gonna sing again. Like,
I've been to a bunch of
clear English, never mind muffled, loud rock star English.
Yeah. I've been to a bunch of like live concerts, and my wife is really big into L'Arc-en-Ciel. And from what I gather, that Japanese people are really good at going to well-known Japanese bands, because all the fans will kind of make this choreography for being in the
Right,
crowd.
right. The hand gesture thing.
Yeah, so if you go to like say Larkin Ciel again or a Hyde concert, all the fans will have worked out this big, massive choreographed dancing sequence that everyone does, and then
Right.
it's great when you're there and you're in on the thing, then the crowd goes mental, everyone's singing along at the parts you're supposed to sing along to, and everyone's doing all the motions at the right time, and it's all like as usual Japanese perfect machine working together.
Right. One of us.
But for something like Linkin Park missing its main singer or doing all this kind of stuff, I'm gonna guess they honestly just didn't know what they were supposed to be doing. And
Right.
I personally hate this kind of going to a gig. I hated going to gigs in Japan because I would just like to go to I'd go to a punk gig and I go to the front and I'd be in a mosh pit and I'd be thrown around the place, but then people would get mad because I wasn't moshing correctly. And it's like I don't think you're getting
not read
the
the
point
rules?
of mosh pits. And so yeah. I don't know, that's my personal take on that email was they didn't know the rules.
Yeah, I've seen footage of like huge, massive like crowds in Japan, and they're just completely silent, and only at the end when they're clearly supposed to clap do they clap or cheer or whatever.
Please clap.
That's right. The clap sign comes on. Rich, you've been to a couple of concerts or?
Yeah. Smaller concerts, maybe like 2,500 people. None of this arena stuff.
What was your experience?
Yeah, no, people would definitely sing along a lot.
Mhm.
But I mean, now that you say that, Sai, like it was kind of orderly in retrospect.
Oh yeah, that's a given. But in terms of like actually singing along, they actually did. So
Yeah.
okay, maybe it just depends on the artist then.
Yeah, I mean, these were Japanese artists, so yeah, probably helped.
Yeah, one thing you have to remember, like Japanese people are incredibly organized, and like they follow the rules. Like there will be no trash left over in like a rock concert. That's something you kind of have to kind of get over. Like when you come to
that explains so much in one sentence about Japanese culture.
Right. Or like a football stadium, like if there are any British people listening. Like, can you imagine like a football stadium being like spotlessly clean, or like football fans just like picking up litter from the floor and putting them in the bin nicely? Like if somebody, dropped something, they would just pick it up and put it in the bin for them. Like that's Japan. And people have, around the world must have seen articles written about this, like the World Cup or whatever, like Japanese fans clean up,
Their
whatever
section of the stand,
section of the stand, but also like their rivals section and stuff like that. These make news, like they're like not front page, but they're like on the BBC News website, because it's like it is a weird thing for Westerners to, wow, you actually clean up after yourself? How weird.
Right.
But in Japan, it's like, you don't clean up after yourself? How weird. It's like, no, you're the weird ones, because you're, disgusting animals who drop shit on the floor and leave it and expect other people to clean it up. Right.
Right. I'm the guy that rustles around and you hear all these sounds of empty cans. Right? That was last week.
Right. Ty's not Japanese, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
His surname isn't Shinoda. So yeah, to answer your question, what was the question?
What's it like going to a music show in Japan?
Yeah, organized, safe, clean, nice, friendly.
Yeah, right? Okay, yeah. I might interject with a story I have. Way back when I was an exchange student, like 2007, I went to this amazing event over in where the fuck was it? That fucking artificial island, whatever. It was like
Odaiba.
The venue is like Music Coast or something like that. Does that sound familiar?
Never heard of it.
Something Coast. Anyway, there was like an event. It was Hyper Game Music 2007, and they had all these great guests. They had Akira Yamaoka from Konami, who did Silent Hill and all those. They had oh god, what's his name? Dr. Mario. Metroid. Yeah, Hip Tanaka.
Naka,
Yeah, he was there, and Sega Sound Team was there, and the crowd got pretty hyped for those guys. like they clapped and sang along to Dr. Mario. Holy shit! And
Dr. Mario.
Hey, everybody yelled "Hey!" like unprompted, and so that was an amazing event, and people got into it. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a way too. Somebody's listening to it.
No, that's an ambulance, I think.
Yeah, that's an old person just died next door.
Different
All
kind
right,
of Dr. Mario.
somebody
humor
died.
there.
Okay, so that was a great event. Maybe a little unusual. One of these days, I'm gonna get into some heavy metal event like Slayer if they ever tour again out here. I'll let you know.
Make sure you pick up your rubbish.
Yeah, dude.
All right then. So let's move on to some YouTube comments. So that's youtube.com/the Famicast, in case that wasn't blindingly obvious. Got a nice one from Psyduck. He watched our video about the Japanese Direct, because we already talked about the Direct earlier, but the Japanese version was actually quite different. It was actually 10 minutes of it were completely different to the Western one. Whole bunch of games announced, like different people, like what's it called? Famicom Detective Club is getting a modern remake and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, if you wanted to see what you missed in the Japanese version, we have a video for that. And so Psyduck says, thanks for all this information. This video needs more views. And actually, we got some good views on that video. So yeah, have a look if you haven't seen that yet. Jason Smith is watching the TurboGrafx video. Oh yeah, this is by Rich. Rich recorded this video. So yeah, me and Rich swung by the TurboGrafx booth. Well, that was a Konami booth, wasn't it? Crazy. Right next to a Castlevania game running on an iPad. So yeah, the TurboGrafx Mini is like one of those little mini consoles. So yeah, we've got footage of that, and we've got up close photos. If you look at the photo gallery, if you want to see it up close, and the video's got a whole bunch of games and the menus all running on it. So yeah, check it out. Jason Smith's the oldies still got me. And Venom Neff on the same video, he says, I hope the composer of Bomberman did the music for the menus in the PC Engine Mini. I actually don't know about that. Okay. Is anyone interested in TurboGrafx/PC Engine Mini?
Yeah.
Not at all.
It wasn't even released in Europe, was it? Sorry?
Could have been. I've heard of a TurboGrafx, but that's about it.
I didn't hear about it till I was like an adult. It's like the internet.
You're old enough to
There
hear
were
about
TV
the TurboGrafx
ads.
now.
There were TV ads for it in America. I remember this specifically. And like the flagship character was Bonk, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
but it had that good ass Castlevania, didn't it?
A good one.
Yeah.
Next one is a comment on the video of Liberated, that comic-based game that I was talking about. As Chris Unseen, he says, this looks like it has the potential to be genre-defining. And same guy, Chris, he says, loving the art style of Tunche. Some great stuff at TGS this year. And Chris also said, be enjoying all of your TGS coverage here and on the site. Thank you very much, Chris. Next one, couple from, you know who it is. We haven't said his name yet.
Boom.
It's Russ Greeno.
Woo!
Oh, man. Drink your shots.
So a couple of videos from my Summer of Streams videos. The first one is from this not very good game called Peasant Knight, not the sequel to Shovel Knight. It's like an auto-runner game. It's not very good. He says, there's something I like about these bullshit difficult games. However, there are limits to it. And yeah, the limits are this game is not very good. You shouldn't buy it. And the other one was The Wardrobe, which is like a point-and-click game where you play as a skeleton, and it's like very fourth wall breaking humor. Russ says, this looks fun, but better not watch too much. Spoilers. He actually wrote it suppliers, but I'm assuming he meant spoilers. And then we'll move on to some Twitter at the Famicast. Joel Henneberry is one of our patrons. Actually, he's our number 2 patron after you, Rich. Are you friends with him? No.
Nope.
He's been on the show before. Joel says, hey guys, here's my Mario Maker 2 level code if you want to give it a try. # Mario Maker Minute. And Joel, yes, thank you for the code. I will be playing that. And Aaron, I should mention Aaron Brown, one of our patrons, he's on his way to Japan right now. And I'm going to hang out with him tomorrow, actually. And I mentioned him because he actually sent his Mario Maker code, and I actually did play his level, and I made it into a Mario Maker Minute episode, and that's already live. So yeah, Joel, I will get onto yours ASAP. Got one from Cyrus. Soon
Never heard of
got
him.
Celtic Throwdown. So yeah, hope he has fun whenever that is.
Yeah, might have been a few weeks ago, and I may have forgotten to change my name on Twitter.
This guy says the last couple of bosses on Demon's Crest were friggin' bonkers, but it's so good though. Yeah.
Stage
All right.
advice.
Sage advice, good. Oh yes, I got one from our new Japanese booth model friend Ayano Irizuki, which if you're listening to the audio version, you've already heard the interview with her. If you're watching live, go back and watch the second version on YouTube. You'll be able to see the interview with her. So yeah, Ayano was one of our recent followers, and it turns out she was a booth model at TGS, and I got to meet her at TGS, and she agreed to an interview, and that's why we interviewed her. And
Wow.
she just tweeted at us. She just tweeted the photo that I took of her, and she'd kind of added a caption like "Welcome to NTT Docomo's booth." So yeah, she was working at the NTT Docomo booth, and she was like playing the 5G. They were advertising 5G, like you could play like fighting games over wireless, and Ty loves that. Ty wants to play Street Fighter 5 over a 5G connection, right?
Please no.
Yeah, but that was her job. She got trained at Street Fighter 5, and she had to play people at that over a 5G connection. So yeah. Best
Wow,
of luck to her.
what character did she play?
Go back and watch the video, which exists in
No.
the future / past. Man, I can't think 4-dimensionally.
You need 5G to make you think faster.
Right? Higgins in Japan. He was at TGS. I didn't get to meet him, but he's a follower and he's a nice guy. And he says he was just replying to one of our photos. He says the fan that they were giving away at the giant cube booth was the best. And if you go and look at the pictures, you'll see what he was talking about. There was a giant fluffy cube, and one of the booth models was giving away these fans, which looked like the furry character. Anyway, I didn't get one of those fans. And the Mason tweeter, he tweeted at the Undertale plushies that were on sale at TGS. Ty, did you see those?
I think I did see them in passing. Yeah.
He says, the Mason tweeter says, these really cool to see the Undertale characters in non-pixelated form. Yeah, they did look very cute. They actually had some kind of amiibo-style figures there as well.
Oh, yeah, which were not actually amiibos.
Yeah, not actually amiibos. So, yeah, Cyrus... Oh, Cyrus, do you like Undertale?
Still haven't played it. I own it on PC and never played it.
So once he gets around to play it, I'm sure Cyrus will buy all those amiibos.
Yeah.
Couple of ones from Lady Lindis. Actually, yeah, we haven't heard from her for a while. She used to send us messages from time to time. She's back. She says, thanks for highlighting some co-op games. My husband and I love playing stuff together, and we'll be sure to keep an eye on these. I think she was referring to the game called... Oh my god. With Friends Like These, which was like a shoot 'em up where you can play in like co-op, and it was designed by a couple. It was like an Australian couple, and like they were both there, and like the wife did the art and the husband did the programming, and they wanted to make a game where they could play together without like fighting. So it's kind of like the oh man, what's that shoot 'em up that Ty talks about all the time? Like really hard one where you go between blue and red.
Ikaruga.
Ikaruga, thank you. It's kind of like that, but like super gentle, like friendly version of that. Like you're going between blue and pink. So when we're in the pink area, the blue guy can shoot, and when you're in the blue area, the pink guy can shoot. And the enemies are blue and pink, so you have to switch to the right color to shoot the guy. But it's like super like cutesy, like really nice art style, like really well done art style. But it's like that. Anyway, Lady Linda says that looks cool, and she's looking forward to playing with her husband. She says, this game looks both beautiful and adorable. I want it now. I learned of its existence thanks to the Famicast coverage at TGS. Thanks very much. And then Daniel McCalla replied to that and said, yeah, this game looked gorgeous. Literally stopped me in my tracks at TGS. So yeah, people loving the TGS stuff. So yeah, if you want to send us any questions, comments about TGS or anything for the next show, be sure to do that at the Famicast.
Do we?
Daka.
Right?
.edu. We're an accredited university now.
It's time to wrap this show up. It's been going for 2.5 hours.
Yes, please.
Probably the edited version is probably even longer, well, because we've got the Ayano interview in there and music and all that good stuff. But anyway, let's tell the good people where they can find us. You can find me. It's right on the screen at Family Complicated. And Ty.
Oh yeah, at Super Cat Drugs.
What are you tweeting about this week, Ty? Probably that
Dreamcast 20th anniversary was this month. 99.99.
Man, that console was so much better than the PS2. Sad.
Yeah, good freaking games, dude.
Rich can be found if you meet him in real life and you know him, right?
I don't have internets.
Right. He will get it one day. And Sai, what about you?
You can find me at Cellsci, where I am no longer going to Celtic Throwdown. That has been fixed.
Oh,
Thanks to
you've
the
just updated
Famicast.com.
You just updated it. Brilliant.
Yeah, I'll be doing Inktober this month, or next month, whenever that is. So tune in for drawings.
Oh yeah, the next episode is October. Crazy. Well, at the time we're recording, Link's Awakening is mere 48 hours from becoming live, because I've already pre-downloaded it, and I got my double coins XP bonus headshot 420. No, get my memes mixed up. But yeah, Link's Awakening remake is coming out on the 20th and recording on the 18th. So yeah, super excited to play that.
Hell yeah. 420 speedruns.
Yeah, it looks good. It's getting some good first impressions. So yeah, looking forward to playing it. So anyway, until next month with episode 159, that'll be. And hopefully we'll have Danny back by then. I think Danny's he's back in Japan, but it just there's a little bit more time, and he should be back by next episode, hopefully. But we wish him well. But Rich, thank you for joining us, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're kind of obliged to be on the show because it's part of your Patreon rewards, but also we like having you on. So thank you. And hope you had a good time at TGS.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. So until next time, Famicrew out.
Peace.
So
Laters.
So Ty, what is it now? Like Ty's garbage hour?
Oh yeah, you want to see some garbage?
Okay. So if you want to leave at this point, it's fine. Ty's going to show a whole bunch of shit on the camera. Rich, if you want to leave, it's absolutely fine.
All right. Yeah. Please hold.
Okay.
I'm still jet lagged, and I woke up at 5:30 this morning, so I think I'm going to leave.
Oh, we can do DLC view while Ty's not here.
So, thank you.
Oh, you are here now. Okay. See you later.
See ya.
What costume do you get if you pre-order Cyrus?
All right, y'all. It's garbage day.
I'll be back in 1 second.
All right. I'm gonna put Ty on full screen, and I'm just gonna go and leave and get a drink.
All right. Check this out. It's the cube. It's the all-knowing cube. No. There's an item inside. It's another fucking ridiculous coffee mug. It's Dance Dance Revolution, baby. This is going in my ridiculous video game mug collection. And, let's see, let me open this up. Oh, God. I can't get through the plastic wrap. Alright, I'm in there.
I'm in.
Hacker voice, I'm in. This is the official Fatal Fury bag from SNK. It's all in English too, right?
It's kind of amazing. Is it like it's just a comic book they turn into a bag, or is this a new comic or an old comic?
Oh, I believe this is extremely old official artwork.
The regrettable death. Is that the thing that was referenced in the direct? That there's some guy falling off a building?
No, that happens at the end of the game.
All right.
Right? That's East Howard. You can see him on here.
Oh, Ty,
Let's see.
we didn't even talk about that amazing SNK video that they made for that Smash.
Right? It's so good.
Actually, dudes, I'm gonna peace out, but have fun with the garbage.
Yeah,
Please.
like the fake outs are really good because I know we talked and I said, oh, they should put in Nakaruru. It seems like a good choice.
Oh, was she in that video?
Yeah, she was. Like right in the middle too.
So, was that video made by the Smash team, or was it like cut bits from SNK games, or
Probably
bit of both?
both.
a bit of
Yeah.
both? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay. Is that the end of Garbage Hour?
yeah, garbage hour. I don't know if I could come up with an hour worth of garbage, but those are like
Right.
the things I bought.
Cool. All right. Well,
Yeah.
2 people, God bless them, they stick around right to the end. I'm hoping one of them's Danny.
Yeah.
Right then. All right then.
Definitely get take my Fatal Fury bag to school.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my students read it.
Nice. All right then. Well, if you stick right to the end, God bless you. Thanks very much. Until next month. Peace out.
Toodles.
Okay. Oh.
Special guest on the show. Yeah. So what's up next on the agenda? Well, we'll wait for James to come back while he struggles with that burglar that just attacked him in his room.
All right. Yeah. By the way, y'all can go to the YouTube version of this now live and mash like. It's good for the metrics.
Yeah, smash that bell, like and subscribe. I don't think
Air horn.
Yeah. But yeah, it does actually help us a lot if you subscribe. I know you probably get sick of streamers being like talking about like and subscribe. It's ridiculously important. So
Yeah.
if you don't
I
mind,
mean, like I want to see our own videos on my feed. Like, you know, I'll click like one video about a game on YouTube and then get like recommended like a ton of bullshit based on one game. But like, I'm not subscribed to any of these people. Come on.
All right. After that brief introduction, I'm back.